to Usap Tado or Usap Tado for a very, very special episode.
Welcome everyone.
I realize
Welcome
this is
everyone to
very
another
special.
episode of
Yeah,
Usaptados.
correct. It's a very special one because I realize this is actually our largest quote unquote guests or people on the stream at the same time. So that's such a big deal for us. As you can see, we have few new people here in addition to Admin Kaizen, Admin Josh, and I. And if you've been following the poster, we will be talking about Conquest, Marvel Crisis Protocol, and Shatterpoint, as well as MCU. Actually, what did I not mention there? May na-miss ba ako? Fine,
MCP,
kompleto.
Yeah.
Shatterpoint, Legion, and Conquest.
Legion, yeah. So a
Excellent.
lot of interesting new miniatures games. Actually, I will do the honors to I will Josh, I would give you the honors into introducing our esteemed guests and the topics of our discussions for today.
All right. Thank you so much, Admin Louis. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have today a bunch of guests. This as Louis said, this is the most we've had ever. I'm surprised that we fit this much. Actually, we're kind of lucky that Rap and Dwayne are in the same thing, so we don't need to give them like their own
More
separate
space.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Magkakapatid sila guys just in case you're like me who didn't know.
They
Magkakapatid
just
sila.
came here in the house. Yeah.
it's the brother. It's the brother
No, I
privilege.
just happened to
Anyway,
live here.
that being said, you guys, very special guest today. We have from Ludus Distributors, Mr. Freddie Tan over here with us. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
We have the illustrious Dwayne and Rap, the Banzon brothers, here with us right now.
Bagong
Hello,
title na.
Stopping by.
hello. Later on as well, Brian de Guzman, another member of the Ludus team, will be joining us as well, but he'll be hopping on by. You'll see him later on. You'll see him. So, once again, everyone
Yung intro
from
ng Banson Brothers, parang wrestling intro.
Oo
yeah,
nga.
there you go.
We're,
You,
we're
you, you,
at
guys, you guys need intro music. You guys
Yeah,
need
we do. We really need an intro music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, for the uninitiated, for those who are not familiar and who are new to the hobby, Ludus Distributors is responsible for bringing in a lot of the games and hobbies that we know and love. In fact, nga, are you guys aren't the first, no? But in my mind, in my childhood, you guys are the first to bring in a lot of the major hobbies and games that we play here. So, palakpakan guys to Ludus for bringing in stuff that we see in neutral grounds. Thank you guys for gracing us with your presence. Snaps and applause. Ano
You're
ba
the
ang
reason-
ating
You guys are the reason
pag-uusapan?
why I'm. You guys are the reason why I'm bankrupt. You know that, right?
Every
You know
week yun, ba? Every release. Bawat neutral ground store, magre-release sila ng mga bagong available. It's a temptation.
But ayun,
Um, Yeah. But we're
Yes,
here
so-
to talk about specific systems. Tama ba, Josh? Specific
yeah,
game
that's right.
systems
We are going to
distributed
be
by Ludus.
talking about very specific systems, specifically games that have kind of broken into the market now. That are really starting to get a lot of traction. They're becoming really popular, and they deal. Some of them actually deal with intellectual property, some IPs that a lot of you guys that might not necessarily be miniature game players might be interested in. These are the things you see in not just in movies, but in other forms of media, video games, comics, especially. And another game that we're going to talk about has its own unique IP that's really been getting a lot of traction as well. Of course, I'm talking about the ever famous Star Wars and the Marvel universe, whether it's the comic universe. That whole beast is huge, right? So we're gonna talk about that later on, and of course, the world that a lot of you might not know about, but is certainly a very respectable universe in its own right, which is the war-ravaged worlds of Ea in Conquest.
Iya pala ang pronunciation yan.
So we're gonna go kind of pretty casually. We want to be a bit casual here. We're painting along while we kind of interview these guys right here. So let's start things off pretty simply. What is on your painting table right now? I lots of
I just saw it. I just showed it.
Is that
Ano
Colossus?
yan?
Is it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw the
it's
thing. There
Colossus.
we go. There you go.
Ano, ano,
You,
mga
the
nag-MCB
silhouette.
rin, pare. Let's go!
Nice.
I am.
Oh wow, that looks amazing. It's annoying
Thank you.
Spider-Man.
That's the annoying
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Why is he annoying?
Uh,
I don't play, but I just made the
daming
thing.
Dwayne ng daming galit sa Web Warriors.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Anyway,
Because they're super good in MCP.
and that's the
Ah,
that's why we love
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
we love them. So,
Yep.
Sir Freddy, what is on your painting table right now? If you're painting,
Right now, I'm still trying to finish my 1,000 points of Dwegom sa
ah, yeah.
conquest. So, I guess after that, I might start doing some MCP again. I want to update my Hydra faction.
Okay.
So, dadagdag natin si Spider Woman, Jessica Drew.
yeah.
And then I wanted also to add the Black Cat to my Crimson.
Oh no.
So now I'll have three
A-Force.
characters that can stagger
Web
opponents.
Yeah.
Warriors din ba yan? Web
I guess I'll be
Warriors.
avoiding Sir Freddy for a while.
Well, Neb, to answer Louis' question, Black Cat can splash into Crimson and to Web Warriors. No,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
ayun, you have three staggers and one person who can just steal stuff. Well, then again, you have Rhino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, all right. So,
Let's
ayun,
get into it.
as usual, me being me over these past couple of weeks, honestly, this past month, I've been painting nothing but conquest stuff. The Old Dominion has really gripped me as an army. Shout out to my
As it
fellow old
should.
player,
Of
Rap
course.
over there. You know,
Yes.
always, yeah. Screw all the mortals, screw all the living
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Dead is best. Dead is always best.
Nakuhain ka ng sistema, pare. Putang ina.
Kai, what do you have on your painting table if you are painting along with us?
It's a Shadow Heart from Baldur's Gate 3.
Alright.
A
Congrats to
homage.
Baldur's Gate, man.
Yeah, they
Baldur's
won
Gate.
Game of
Oh
the
yeah, they just
Year.
knocked it out of the park.
They
Nice.
knocked it
Well,
off of the park. Highly deserved. Highly deserved.
Yeah,
job.
highly deserved. Like, I
Good
think
job to them.
all of my geek friend groups won't shut up about that game.
It's
Like-
so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
It's
super
kind of
good.
like how people back then didn't shut up about Final Fantasy 14, and now they won't shut up about Baldur's Gate. So
Baldur's Gate. Yeah. It's
There you
the
go.
for the longest time in gaming history, siguro. Like it's the first game that I actually appreciate paying for. Like even though I used to work in game development, no, even the games I work for, I don't find them worthy for $60. This one is, oh boy, it's everything you wanted in a game,
it's
which is
$60.
congrats. Yeah, it's $60.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
2,000
Wow,
something. 800 at 2,800 for a game. But it's worth it. Every penny. They deserve more. It's so good.
Nep. Okay.
Oh, hello, Ron. Ron's watching.
Hi, Ron.
Oh,
Oh,
Ron is watching.
Ron.
Hello.
Hey.
Wow. Thank you,
By the
Variable
way,
Play.
Tatay
before
ng
we move
variable
on,
play.
Thank you, VPN.
yes, thank you,
Thank you
VPN.
so much.
Ron is part of the founding fathers of VPN Variable Play Network. Search them up on Facebook. They are the father of all our hobby umbrellas right now. Board games, miniatures, card games, they handle it all. And this stream is part of their network of streamers. So if by watching this, you're supporting every other hobby content creator out there. Salamat, VPN, and everyone. So,
Thank
shall we
you.
start talking about our game systems?
Indeed, we shall. Hold on. Brian just messaged. He is joining us in a bit. Pero sige,
Yep.
let's do sakto while he's about to join. Let's toss out the intro question to our friends over at Ludus. No, give us. I'm pretty sure not just us. Well, I mean, I know about them, but a lot of our viewers as well. No, they want to know what are these games? What is Conquest? What is MCP? What is Star Wars Legion? What is Shatterpoint? Why are there two Star Wars games? What's going on? So, I kind of want to know it.
Three
I
Star
think
Wars
guys,
games.
let's go
There's going to be a third one coming soon.
Fourth one.
Lord.
Fourth one.
But it's not
Oh.
miniatures based.
Oh
Seriously?
Lord! Oh no!
Yeah, there's
Okay.
going to be a Star Wars TCG next year.
Oh
collectible.
no.
My God.
Yep.
But when Magic got the Marvel license, are they also gonna release a Commander deck kayo of Star Wars?
Yeah,
Yes.
they
I'm,
will. Yes, they
I'm
will.
Oh, tangina.
no the star. It's funny because all these things are licensed. So I think I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that the license Asmodee has for
Yeah.
uh for Star Wars is probably comprehensive, unlike what they
Ah,
have
Mm.
for Marvel.
okay, gets, yeah.
So
Mm.
that's why Asmodee is making the TCG and miniatures games and board games all
Okay.
about Star Wars, while Marvel they're
Mm.
only doing the miniatures.
Gets. Okay.
All right. So since we started off with Star Wars, let's start with Star Wars. What is okay? Let's start
Oh
with
wait,
what
let's wait
is
for
Star Wars?
Brian for Star Wars.
Ah, sige.
Okay, sige,
Sige.
Yeah,
sige. While okay, then
he's our ano
then
ba, what do you call
Star Wars
this?
expert ba?
Jedi
the Star
Master.
Wars guy.
Yeah, he
He
is.
really, yeah,
He
he
is.
is. He
Or
really is,
Sith
and
Lord. I think he
he's been
prefers that
doing
one.
excellent work
Mhm.
with the tournament organizing.
Yeah, he is. He
But
is.
ayun.
Ah,
So
correct. I see
sige,
him a lot. Yeah, do that.
let's go from the galaxy far, far away and go across the multiverse. Yeah.
Alright.
What is Marvel Crisis Protocol?
Manhattan
I
number
think Sir
top
Freddy
level.
is geared for that.
Yan.
Yeah, baka dapat sila ano, maybe Rap and Dwayne. Rap has been
Yan.
like
Okay.
spearheading a lot of the Marvel Crisis Protocol initiatives na talagang
Sige.
yung mga our current narrative event is being spearheaded by Rap actually.
Ah,
Oo
may
nga
Yeah.
narrative
pala.
event
Yeah.
pa kayo.
Yeah, we're having
Okay.
a narrative event.
Sige.
Yeah.
Wait,
Alright,
let's
so
talk about the events later, no? Kasi what is MCP? What is Marvel Crisis Protocol?
Mhm.
Rap Dwayne, like, can you describe it in like maybe 2, 3 sentences?
oh, it's gonna be more than two or three. But yeah, Marvel Crisis Protocol is the skirmish game made by AMG. It focuses on the familiar character from the Marvel universe. It's an absolutely great game that captures the flavor of the characters. So it enables you to feel like X-Men, Web Warriors, anything in the Marvel universe practically, because they're working on putting out more stuff. Hey, it's BK. Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
BK's
TK,
Hey,
here.
Brian's
Mr.
here.
BJ, right on time. Kamusta, Mr.
Hello
BJ?
there.
Hello,
Hello
hello.
there.
Hello,
Hello,
Jermaine.
BK.
Apologies for coming in late.
Okay
Oh,
lang.
totally
Just the
fine.
time.
We,
Just
we just
time. We just
started.
started.
We just started. So, ayun, I was tossing to them what Marvel Crisis Protocol is about, what's going on with it. No, um, what is the what is the how would you describe the gameplay of it? No, I know it's a
Game.
skirmish game, obviously, but of course we have Mjolnir.
Yes,
kind
Mjolnir's
kind
in
of
the
helps.
house. Yeah, all right.
How would you
So,
describe the gameplay of
oh
Marvel
yeah,
Crisis
it's
Protocol?
a high intensity, high impact type of game. It's one of the things that I would call it because it's relies heavily on synergies and combos that really create a very dynamic type of game. Like it's a you go and I go game, so it never gets boring. You're always doing like something or the another. Like
Mm-hmm.
and almost
Ah,
all your
okay.
actions are very impactful. So that's the thing as well that I love about the game. There's also a built-in catch-up mechanic wherein you're never really out of the game, even if you are, let's say, losing on the first half. You just have to know like how to pull yourself together. Like don't give up. Like just steel yourself
Walang
and
snowball
I
effect,
come out on
bale.
top. Sorry about that.
Walang snowball effect, no?
Wala. You can't snowball
Oh,
because every time you hit
ganda yan.
something, the opponent gains power. So if you utilize that properly, you could probably come back and even win.
Okay, that's
I'm gonna be
interesting.
honest. Yeah.
That's
So
So
interesting.
the
yeah, go
hard
ahead.
part for me is that I know a bunch of these questions or the answers to a bunch of these questions because I
Mhm.
play MC.
Yeah.
But let's go back to that. Let's describe the you get hit and you gain power because that's a very interesting mechanic. No? So
Yeah,
um
that's kind of my
uh,
first time hearing about
how
it.
would you because you don't normally see that in games, right? Na you get hit pero may bonus ka na that helps kind of even the tide along. So how does that work? How does this energy gaining system work?
I'll just throw it out here that Josh is one of our best Web Warriors players in the Philippines right now.
Shut up! Shut up!
That's why I
Josh
hate him. No,
played
I'm just
good
kidding.
guy.
Yeah,
Josh
Josh is a good guy.
Louis, shut up! Louis,
My
shut up!
Wala
friend.
bang parang Virgil dyan?
Louis, shut
Puso
up!
ng puta.
How dare you?
Biro.
I can
Right.
look. I can play good guys, but I can also play bad guy. I mean, I play. No, actually, no. You're right. I do play good guys because the Brotherhood is right. The Brotherhood are the good guys. The X Men are the ones holding back those who are oppressed. So
Parang
you're
racist
right.
sila,
I
no?
do play the
Racist,
good
no?
guys.
They're
Okay.
together now because of Krakoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sa comics right now, they're like
That
best
is that is
friends.
Huh?
true. The
Sa
But
island.
comic
yeah,
ba, good guys yung army ni Josh?
Hindi.
Feeling ko good
no,
guys yung army.
unfortunately.
Ah,
Oh wait, we are. Yes, we
No,
are
no,
the
no,
good
no.
We
guys.
are.
Yes, we are
No,
the good
okay.
guys.
There's a justification
There's
for that I'm going to get
death
to
equates
later.
to eternal peace. I'm just saying.
okay.
Exactly.
He's playing
Exactly.
undead.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
No
Yeah. So
suffering, only devotion. Okay. So,
yeah.
um, the energy mechanic, right? So, you get damaged by a certain amount, and
Yes.
with that amount that you get damaged with, you gain that much energy,
Power.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Energy. Yep.
Where would you use that energy? I assume
Yeah,
there's
that
gonna be
was my
two
question
two
too.
things you can do.
All right. So the energy is used when you activate the superpowers of the certain characters. Yeah.
Mhm.
So those superpowers like sometimes optic blast, what are the other
Yeah.
notable powers?
Wait lang, are you just gonna name attacks?
Throwing objects.
Yeah, throwing
Yeah, you can throw
objects.
Grenade.
You
objects.
can actually throw
Yeah.
buildings.
If you're Black Cat, you can steal objectives from other
Yeah,
people.
you can stagger people, like
Yeah.
stun them and
Very
stuff like
thematic.
that. So it enables you to do a myriad of things to turn the tide in your favor.
Yeah.
It's all in a matter of how you execute it. That's something that you learn along the way, like what's the most optimal thing to do in certain situations. But it's a very unique mechanic in such a way that you are not out of the game. Let's say if your dude gets knocked out, it doesn't immediately die. He goes to the injured side, but next turn he gets back up, and now he has all this power that he can use to
Parang may
potentially
sub.
even the tide.
Think of it
Uh,
Parang
as
may
and
pangko.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like second wind, basically.
It's like second wind, yeah. Like if you get the wind knocked out of you, you get to like get back up and do heroic stuff. Some characters are actually better on the other side, the injured side, versus like the fresh side.
Like an iconic ability would be Caps. I can do this all day. So pag bumaliktad siya, he's actually even better.
Because he can do it all day. And then the thing is, with the MCP, it's not from a game mechanic standpoint. It's not regressing like let's say you have a group like a Warband, right? In most
yeah.
games, if your dudes die, they're just dead. Like you're running out of tools to work with. In
Mhm.
MCP, you're not. Because that can happen, but at the same time, before that happens, it gives you the chance to actually fight back. So it's
Mhm.
not you're not out of the game immediately, so, and it gives you like a chance to like snatch victory from the jaws of defeat and do something heroic. Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the things that I love about NCP. And as I
Very
said
much.
earlier, NCP is a high impact game, in which case a turn can actually like flip the tides if you play
Mhm.
it correctly. Yeah.
So,
So
Bale,
go ahead.
so yeah, it's superheroes punching each other. No, it's
Throwing
superheroes punching
buildings at each other.
or throwing. That's another
Yeah.
thing. Hey, other game
Yeah.
designers, if you're listening, you should
Let
add
us
in your
throw
next
shit.
mechanics throwing buildings.
Yeah, yeah.
You see,
I've had a New York apartment thrown at me by She-Hulk and Hulk.
Solid. Pero hindi yun
Yeah.
instant death, no? Parang high damage
No,
deal.
no, no. I mean,
high potential damage.
you're still a
Actually,
superhero, so you are potentially you
tama,
might
tama.
be able to dodge it, right? So you still have
I don't want to
the
add,
Unless
no? Parang, I think the Pilipintados would love to hear that the skill in the posing of all, I think, I've just been looking around, though, of almost all the models, they're like a tiny diorama. I don't
yes, they
play,
are, they are, yeah, yeah.
pero, look at this, oh, may explosion na siya. Pare,
Like
it's like a
that's
little tiny diorama, every model.
a
And not
statue.
just that. Pucha, yung bases, this is for one model. Yung bases, may options pa for one model. Pare, isa ka ba, dude? Saka ba? As in, look at that Colossus. So, doon ako, I think it's an attention-grabbing thing even if I don't play. Kasi mas mabubudol ako pag maglalaro ako. Get a few models to just
Not yet.
play.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Ang
Yeah.
ganda ng quality rin. There's no, I don't think I've experienced mold lines, mostly. And when
Yeah,
you build it,
Louis.
tago yung seams niya when you build it. So, ang galing niya for a model na I'm very impressed with it. Okay siya.
By the way,
So, when do we
Madison, I'm
schedule
really
Louis'
looking
demo?
Spider-Man.
Demo.
Yeah, we need to schedule you with them.
Yeah, we need to like take that out
Yeah.
for a spin. It can't just sit on a shelf.
Dapat di ko na sinabi. Puta na.
About um the you mentioned mold lines. No, I'm actually impressed at how like the technology that they're able to do to make things really flush in Marvel Crisis Protocol. Like I know I'm switching questions around here, but no. For example, I'm sure you guys have had your experiences of building your own building the stuff in the game, but what I really appreciate is the mindset that they put, especially in building terrain. I'm sure a lot of us, when building terrain, have been like, does this part go here? Does this part go there? Para you know exactly kung yan talaga yung part. The peg is different every time, right?
Yeah, iba-iba yung shape.
Diba,
So, you
ano?
know, if it doesn't fit, it's not there. Hindi siya dun papasok.
Oo.
So
Models
smart and useful.
I don't use the instructions when building. Although, yeah, I don't. I like to live dangerously.
Bakit magkaiba yung shape ng peg? Like triangle, tas half circle, ganun.
Complex.
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
just how it flushes in the thing.
Yeah,
Like you
but it's
can't
not-
basically go wrong, especially with the new models, right?
Yeah, they're not clean shapes. They're
Complex.
what do you call it? Like basta may
Hexagons.
convex, concave, may ganun. Iba yung size.
That's so smart.
And they're not exactly squares or circles. They're odd shapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oo.
Ano yung magkasya dun sa model, I guess.
You
Yeah,
can't
and
get
then
it
there's
wrong
this-
talaga.
There's this one model, si Miss Marvel, her smaller form.
It's just one piece.
Perfect from the sprue. You just clip her.
That's the best model, by the way.
Hi. Hello.
Rocket Raccoon.
Our friend Chapoy says, Rocket Raccoon says hi.
Ano, may ginawa ba si Rocket Raccoon? May sinira
Yes.
ba siya?
He's evil. He keeps shooting us.
That undercosted
Why don't you guys
Wouldn't-
describe how Rocket Raccoon plays?
Parang
The Guardians here will say something.
So Rocket
Sure,
Raccoon
go ahead.
is a very cheap character. He's too cosmic threat. So I think that's the lowest point you can go. But
okay.
Rocket can delete 3 models in one turn if he has Groot by his side. Kasi ano sila friends forever. So as long as they're together, Rocket is really powerful. He just needs that one turn and then bam.
That's
Pero
why you
kailangan
throw Groot
depende
away
sa
and then
kasama
shoot
niya.
Rocket.
Yeah, dapat like literally halos pagkatabi sila all the time.
Yeah.
But you remember that scene in the movie where he jumps on Groot's shoulder?
Yeah,
and then he just
yeah.
starts shooting? Basically, they recreate that in the game
Oh,
with a
that's
specific
cool.
card.
That's
cool.
one of the things that's awesome about Marvel Crisis Protocol is they try to capture the characters and they do it like faithfully, right?
Yeah, like yung
It's pretty
That's
much the way they are.
you know yung the shield ni Cap and then Iron Man shooting. They have that
Oh.
too. Stuff like that.
Like, pwede
Yeah,
mo barilin
it's very
si Captain America, tapos
Yeah,
gaganin
there's a card that lets you
Yes.
babarilin in the shield and then it bounces.
I-ricochet niya.
Oh, Justin, yun.
Yeah.
You
So
can
if
also,
you're
like,
really a
work-
Marvel fan, or whether it be the comic book or the MCU in the Marvel universe sa cinemas, you'll really enjoy the game dahil yung characters, every character is really very unique. And makikita mo yung how the game captures the powers, even how they act.
active teams, no?
Yeah, so yung nga, si Rocket and Groot dapat laging magkadikit. Tapos
That's good.
si Green Goblin, pag nakita niya si Spider-Man, nasisira ulo niya, he has to attack
That's true.
Spider-Man. Things like
this
that.
guy can fastball special.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
fastball special is the
Can
same.
throw Wolverine.
That's
So
good.
yung
Ah,
Oh,
ano,
may taga Cebu na nag-MCP, oh. Hanep, layo na ng
Hello.
MCP, ah.
Hello.
Galing.
yes,
hello,
hello to
hello.
the
Uh,
MCP Cebu community.
Grabe.
Pat-pat na
unfortunately,
feel.
Hello. Hi, Pat Pat.
unfortunately, it doesn't say the name in my end, so I can't see who
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
Mm.
Streamer is weird.
sige, let's move on from the MCP since dumating si Sir BK. Marami daw
Oo nga,
masasabi si Sir BK sa Shatterpoint
actually,
tsaka
oo
sa
Yes,
nga.
maraming under kay
Legion,
BK.
eh. Oh,
Sige.
yung mga
So,
Star Wars fans dyan sa chat, mag-ingay na, magtanong na kayo kung tama yung mga sinasabi
yes.
ni BK.
Well, let's go away muna from MCP. And let's go
Mm.
to the two Star Wars games that we're featuring right now. Star Wars
Two.
Legion and Star Wars
Two Star Wars
Shatterpoint.
games.
So, dalawa sila. So, let's start with the larger version of the two of them in terms of scale, no? Um what is Star Wars Shatterpoint? Mr. P.
Yan.
How would you describe Shatterpoint?
All right.
Budol.
Actually,
I would describe
yeah,
it.
thanks for the question, Josh. So, for me, if I'm going to describe Star Wars Shatterpoint, it's like a skirmish game wherein you're given command of at least two squads forming one team. So it's a team versus team kind of game wherein um, basically you have to outwit and outmaneuver your opponent, and then um, it's just about timing. Like it's just about the shatter point because the game is very swingy. Like you can be really up in the initial start of the game, but later on you'll find yourself you're on the back footing, and that's what it's like a tug of war kind of game. So
Okay. Exciting
basically,
bawat turn.
yeah. So for me, based on my experience playing it for a couple of months now, what I like about it, it's actually the tug of war setup of the game because one moment I'm in the lead and the next I'm actually trying to catch up. And true to the name of the game, which is Shatterpoint, the Shatterpoint will actually, if you're able to uh, master like using the shatter point or knowing what is the shatter point moment in this particular struggle because we call every round of a game a struggle because there's only three struggles for shatter point. If you're able to
Mm,
master
wow.
determining what would be the shatter point that will give you the win for this particular struggle, then by all means like you'll really enjoy the game.
Okay, so
Oh.
you mentioned
Shatterpoint is
a
part
lot
of
of,
the game. It's a term in
okay.
the rules.
Yeah. So a bunch of information just like shot past me, But you mentioned tug of war. So, what do you mean by tug of war? Is it hindi siya yung tipong like Marvel Crisis Protocol that you're looking for a certain points?
Uh, yes, this is what actually differentiates Shatterpoint to Marvel Crisis Protocol because with Marvel Crisis Protocol, basically you're just outracing your opponent and getting the actual points for you to win. But in Shatterpoint, we have a tracker and we have two kinds of cube. We call it the black cube is the momentum cube, and then the transparent cube is the struggle cube. So
Sagot ko lang.
once the struggle cube clashes with the momentum cube, then that struggle particularly ends and you're going to be the winner. So when I say tug of war, it's because for example, if basically we're just pulling away the struggle cube towards our momentum cube. So uh,
Oh,
to actually say
So
it
may
in a
actual meter doon sa play sa tool.
uh, there's a tracker actually.
Galing.
Yeah. So unlike like what I would say is unlike other miniatures games where you're accumulating points, right? Yung victory points. In
mm-mm,
Shatterpoint, you're not accumulating victory points. Parang siguro pinakamagandang description na is there's this tracker and then it starts in the
mm-hmm.
middle and then you're trying to push and pull that tracker towards one side or the other. Tapos habang naglalaro rin kayo, lumiliit din yung ano, para siyang
So may
yung
time limit rin.
yes, so lumiliit yung tracker para mas maging urgent yung mga moves ninyo towards the end na konting galaw na lang, somebody will win. So that's how
Shit.
it works. So yung
So it really
tension
is
Very
ano.
fair. Very tense.
Tuloy-tuloy. It's
How
very
long ang
tense.
isang laro? Versus MCP,
Very
which
fast.
one's longer or same?
Oh, Shatterpoint's really fast, no? Yeah.
Yeah, Shatterpoint's faster.
Shatterpoint plays faster.
Nice.
Surprisingly.
Ah.
I
Mm.
was really surprised that it
So, tal-
plays
Wow.
faster
so
than
talagang ano, so talagang tug of war because you're trying to
yes.
make sure the cube goes to your end
Mm.
versus your opponent's end. So I
Yeah.
assume there are times na your opponent will have a much harder time getting, let's say you're over all the way over here. It'll take much more effort for him to pull it all the way to their end.
Yeah.
Or is
Actually,
there like
Yes.
I guess back and forth, obviously back and forth, or is there like ways around that?
Actually, it really depends on the number of objectives that you're currently holding with your team, because the only time that the struggle cube will move towards your side of the tracker is when you're control at the end of your turn, you're controlling X amount of or X number of objectives. Now, a good example would
Mm.
be like, let's say, for the tracker, I do apologize because I didn't bring a sample of the tracker. So there's
okay
only
lang yan.
uh, 8 numbers for your side and your opponent's side. Now, the struggle cube always starts in the middle. So let's say that after your turn, you're holding two objectives. So you're going to move the cube 2 spaces towards your side. Now, sometimes it happens that you're already holding a lot of objectives, and then your opponent doesn't hold any objectives. Then it's gonna be hard for your opponent to shift back or just move
Mm.
the struggle cube towards his or her side.
Okay. Actually, what I like about
Oh.
both games, no, si Shatterpoint and si MCP, I saw the models. They don't have to be heroic scale to look good on the table. They're both good looking. So yung fingers, yung pag-edge highlight ng face, tsaka nag-paint ng mata, I think it's a pleasure for painters. When I go to NGU and I look at the models, nafe-feel ko talaga, parang maganda siyang i-paint. I think for the Philippine Tados, kung hindi kayo masyado gamers,
Oo.
and you wanna get into the franchise, instead of getting the 3D printed stuff, consider the models alone. Swak na siya eh. Kasi even the droids of Shatterpoint, parang tama ba, tatlong droids sa isang base, tapos naka-post
Yeah,
pa
in
silang
one
tatlo.
base.
Yeah.
Na
Roger,
parang
Roger.
medyo
Roger.
cool yung dating. Yung mga
Mhm.
Roger nila.
Yeah.
Yun yung
And
maganda.
all the
Even the
models
terrain is
like
Tsaka
amazing.
ano, you know,
just like
yung
MCP, all the bases and all the they feel kind of like a diorama, mini diorama.
Nice.
oo.
Nice.
And ano
Okay.
I really like that aspect of both MCP and Shatterpoint specifically. Kasi like ako, I'd say I'm in that camp of I want to do display level stuff. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I want to make sure I finish my minis on time para I can actually play, 'di ba? Because that was my bit of my weakness when I was doing more army games, yung tipong lahat dapat naka NMM, lahat dapat naka OSL, and that that took up way too much time, no? So I like that this MCP and Shatterpoint give me that opportunity na I can paint the like really high quality stuff
Yep.
and I can finish on time because I'm not painting way too much of it. And
Actually.
more importantly, they all look good because they're all
Yeah.
individual heroes, diba?
Yeah.
And
So
I
how do
like
I
that.
customize my
Kaya,
Shatterpoint kung like fix na yung squad ko? Kunwari, I bought the clone pack. Is there a way to customize my list to make it more exciting after a few matches? Or yun na yun?
Actually,
yeah.
yes, but it really depends on the primary character that you want to use, because it actually depends on the squad points that the primary character has. Now,
As soon as I swap out yung leader.
yes, as long as they have the same era logo, like the prequel or the sequel.
Okay. Solid. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
So
BK.
you
Very
so you
exciting.
so you'd say you would say talaga na in terms of relatability, Shatterpoint is the MCP ng Star Wars, kumbaga. Kasi smaller squads and whatnot, or would you
But the
Like,
play
syempre,
style
the
is
gameplay is
different, eh,
different.
no? Oo.
I could say yes,
Mm.
in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
Can
a
I qualify
very
that answer? Uh,
Oh, go.
I'll be honest. When I first saw the teasers for Shatterpoint, the miniatures were really exciting to me. But when I saw the measurement tools, I go, oh, it's going to be
Oh,
MCP in the Star Wars.
same
But
tool.
when I started seeing the rules, oh no, it's not. It's a very different game, and I
Yes,
really appreciated that uh, Atomic Mass Games isn't being lazy about making
Yes.
rules,
Yes.
and they're
Yes.
always trying to
Galing.
push the envelope
Mm.
when it comes
Galing.
to modern game design. And
Yes.
mararamdaman mo yung mga game designs nila bago. And
Galing.
Yes.
so, they're trying to push the envelope. Yung tracker lang, yung tracker ng victory sa
That was
Shatterpoint,
amazing.
that's super impressive.
I've never
I'm
heard of
I'm
that before. Na
when I'm
ganun.
looking when I'm looking at games right now, you guys might know I'm already publishing games, di ba? I'm publishing
Yes.
games from Filipino designers.
Mm-mm.
So when I'm looking at games, I'm always looking at what's new, and I was really impressed. When I started playing MCP, I was already very impressed na with the modern game design, tapos how they were able to capture each character na very unique. Nothing feels samey. So every character when you play it, this feels like Spider-Man. This feels
Yes.
like
Mm.
Juggernaut. Talagang mararamdaman mo eh. Hindi sila parang it's a bunch of stats tapos uma-adjust lang yung stats. It
Hmm.
doesn't feel that
Oo.
way. Ultimately, we know it's all numbers and ano, 'di ba? But when you're playing, it doesn't feel that way. You will feel this guy is Juggernaut. This guy is Thanos. Mararamdaman mo. Tapos yung sa Shatterpoint, and ganun, ganun din. Every character plays very differently. Yung sa Shatterpoint pa nga, meron yung mga stances eh. If you're
Yeah.
really a big fan of
Renzo.
Oh,
the
astig
Star
yun.
Wars franchise, your character, is diba, isang
Um,
character lang to.
Oresu.
You decide which stance you're going to take, and that
Hmm.
affects how your character plays.
Astig.
So it's super amazing how they're able to capture all these. And the guys who are designing, they're really good game designers, but they're also fans of these franchises,
Fans.
Gets
which
Yes.
nila.
which I personally am also. Kaya na-appreciate ko yung design nila. Kasi nararamdaman ko yung ano eh, it excites me when I see, wow, I saw this in the movie. Wow, I saw this in the comic book. Tapos parang ganun, mararamdaman mo yun eh. So there's this, I'm old now, but it always gets me excited like a little kid when I see these things happening in the game.
Hmm. Add ko lang actually.
But you brought
Ano?
up no that each character plays different. Is it an issue na is character imbalance an issue in both games right now? Or because the rules are so unique, okay lang na imbalance yung mga characters?
There's any game,
Kasi
any game, especially miniatures games, will always have imbalance.
Okay.
Now the only problem is if those rules are kind of stuck.
Hmm.
Fortunately,
Mm.
these two games offer free rules and free updates. So when there's a problem,
Oh,
it's always going to be fixed. And
digital.
they're
All digital.
yes, digital. So medyo mabilis ang fix nila. Pero if
Nice.
ever, every once in a while meron ako like before I was saying, Thor, you saw my Mjolnir, right? Thor's my favorite character in Marvel. But I didn't want to play with Thor because he was overcosted. Pero ngayon, I want to start an Asgard faction
Yeah,
because
because of
Okay.
finally
the
Thor is playable. 'Di ba? So may
Okay.
mga ganun eh. And
Also,
Thor
one
is
of
awesome.
the ways that it's addressed is actually you could field any character on any list. You just
Yep.
have to take 51% of it. So let's say
Yeah.
there's like a character that people are having a difficult time with.
like a certain cosmic Ghost Rider.
Uh,
Oo, not a
so you
problem.
could just potentially
Not a
take
problem.
your own Cosmic
Stagger
Ghost
nila.
Rider and beat the crap out of the other guy.
Yeah, but also another thing din, for both games actually, yung nature of the skirmish in them, it's not if you can kill the best guy. So even if stat wise it may look like this specific model is
Talo ko
like,
naman sa objectives.
you can like a bunch of web warriors, like, people with 4 or 5 health running around the map,
Nice.
objectives is such a headache
Okay.
for people
So
who
getting tabled
play
is not an
fast.
issue kasi may objective
And
play
if I
pa.
may, in Shatterpoint, you don't even have to kill your opponent.
Actually.
You can just knock them around,
Push mo
stun
lang,
them,
yes.
give them stats and other stuff, and then you will eventually get the struggle. So it's
Yep.
super great that they're trying
Shatterpoint.
new stuff like
Okay.
this. It's not
You
always
ask how
productive.
Josh's Web Warriors play. They
Yeah.
they just don't die. They just don't die.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pulling from personal experience here, but yung game style ng Web Warriors is they don't hit really well, no, but they're not supposed to hit. They're meant to steal stuff and
Just
run
very
away.
annoying. Okay,
Good,
Very Josh
good
play
luck
style.
catching up to us. So
I will,
okay,
I'll jump a little
let's
bit into some questions kasi na-bring up na yung rules, no? Mabilis ba let's say, mag-update ng rules si MCP or si Shatterpoint? If I'm a player, I'll have those rules accessible agad
Yes.
Yes.
through an app
Yes,
And it's
or
free.
i-print
yeah.
ko siya.
it's free.
It's free online. PDF downloadable. Everything's
But yeah, no,
downloadable.
And then I just
and
print them.
You
Okay.
can just print it.
skipping ahead a bit, pero that's actually what I know we haven't asked it yet, but that's what I love about Conquest.
Yep.
Everything is in the app.
Yep.
There's no
But the
book
app is
Yes.
bloat.
updated with
Oh
Conquest.
my god, I hate book bloat. Sorry, I just needed to
Yes.
let that out. My
Nakakapagod ang
back
rules
can only
ko.
take so much, okay? But okay, so let's kind of streamline this a bit more, no?
Yeah.
Kasi, so
Tapos
we're
si
I
Shatterpoint.
want to get into the ano, I want to get into the army style games now because we've talked about our
Ah.
skirmisher, right? And we all love the skirmishers, but before I lead on to the bigger army style games, I need to ask, and I think this is a very pertinent question, lalo na sa mga people who are fans of Star Wars and MCP out there. What canon are these games going for? What timeline? Or rather, like, can you field from example? I want to play um, Peter Parker, but I also want to play Miles Morales, or I want to play another Spider person, like maybe Jessica Drew, diba? Or I want to play, let's say, Ben Riley, for example. What canon these games follow, or is it just like a free for all thing?
Well, actually, there's a lot of creativity in how you list build. Because as long as you
Mhm.
can pull from like your own personal canon or a
Yes.
story that you like, yun, take, like, kunwari, I'm a shield player.
Dude, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
Imagine,
one.
imagine fielding Nick Fury Jr. and then Nick Fury Sr., the Howling Commander.
No, but that makes sense.
Oh, like time displaced. They came from
So
the
kaya
past.
from multiverse talaga. Multiverse is
Yes.
allowed, bale.
Yep.
Ooh,
Mm.
shit.
Yep.
It
It's the
really
Marvel
embodies the
universe.
multi.
At
Can you
at
do
some
like
point, they've all
same
fought
teams
or teamed up
magkakaaway? Same teams?
somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. Like my favorite list right now, in fact, is Avengers with Modok. And
Weird,
if
dude.
you know the private joke behind that, if you've watched Ant-Man, spoilers were,
Spoilers,
spoilers.
spoilers.
Oh,
Diba?
Spoilers.
Like I have my lists, and in my head, when I make a list, it has to make sense
It has
somehow.
to make sense.
Yeah, so pag meron akong sinama na hindi dapat kasama dun sa team, I have
Justify.
personal ko lang, sasabihin ko, hindi, itong issue na to ng comics na to, ito, nag-team up sila eh. Like for example, di ba? Laging ganun. Like when I was playing Baron Zemo with the Avengers, I was playing it with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Because in the
oh,
TV
okay.
series, Baron Zemo was with them. Tatlo sila, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
True.
when I played the Modok nga, dahil si Modok is a true Avenger.
The truest Avenger.
So mga ganun. But it has to make sense in my head. Otherwise, I won't put it in. Meron lang ngayon actually na hindi ko naintindihan, but the rules say they are in faction. Is Ulik with Kingpin? I don't know when that happened.
It's a
Okay.
mystery.
The
I have to
rules
look
say
into
it's,
it as well.
you know,
So I guess in a way, even for true fans, no, it kind of also makes you question na saan galing to? Saan galing
Yes.
tong team up?
Mapapa-research ka rin, no? Mapapabasa ka rin.
Mapapa-research
Yes.
ka. So I assume ganun din ang Shatterpoint kasi the squads can differ, right, PK?
Yes, but AMG puts some kind of limitation when it comes to fielding both characters in a squad or their let's say older version. Like for example, if you have Ahsoka Tano as a primary character in your squad number one, and then we have the younger Ahsoka Tano as a secondary character, then
Oh, there's a
you basically
younger.
can use it. You can place her in the same team with them.
Kasi
And
walang time
another,
travel sa Star Wars.
yes,
Yep.
sort of, yes. And
Well,
the perfect example is
well,
Anakin Vader.
You can
it's not exactly
interestingly,
time travel.
Vader and Anakin
So
slays in the
obviously,
saying.
ayun.
But
So
interestingly
obviously,
enough,
you can't have
yeah,
Anakin and Vader in the same team.
Yes.
yeah.
But they
But
can be a
interestingly enough,
movie.
you can run Anakin with younger Ahsoka, so that's in the timeline. Or you can also run Anakin like basically at odds with Ahsoka, diba? You can make
Ayun.
up those stories as you build your list.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sige.
so
In the
bale
skirmish talk,
the
let's
Star
get to armies.
the Star Wars purists won't be as angry kung gano'n.
Sort of.
Okay. So sige, move on naman tayo sa larger army style of gaming, no? Because
Yeah.
syempre, iba rin yung experience ng painting and playing the small games with the individual models as opposed to large big armies fielding hundreds of models on the table. And since we're on the topic of Star Wars, I want to ask again to BK, no? How does or what is Star Wars Legion? And how is it different from the Shatterpoint counterpart?
Okay. So Legion actually is the mass war gaming brother or side of Star Wars with AMG. So when we mentioned earlier that MCP is the skirmish kind of game, Legion is the mass war gaming wherein you're given command of armies in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
Is that Lucas?
I think it
Legion
is.
is the
I think
game
it's
of
Lucas.
the
Lucas.
galaxies.
It's probably
Yes.
Lucas.
Shout out to Lucas, the addict sa lahat.
Kaya nga eh. Looks as everything, man. But
It's
ayun,
not
so
Lucas,
again,
it's
back
Christian actually.
Ayun.
Oh,
I'm
Chris.
sure that's a good
Sorry,
Lucas.
Chris.
Sounded a lot like Lucas.
Chris.
Hello.
okay. So when it comes to Legion, no, gameplay wise, is it also activation?
Yes, it's actually an alternating activation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
heard that Legion kasi, at least I saw on some people's YouTubes, it's also praised kasi it has if Shatterpoint has a unique win condition, unique rin yung movement ng Legion. 'Di ba? Parang you just base it off the beat of the squad. Paano ba ang movement dun, BK? Pag Legion?
So, yeah, actually, that's a good question, Louis. So, for Legion, usually you base your movement on the where the start point of the squad leader per unit if you are doing that. Like, for example, if a normal squad of stormtroopers is only consisting of 4 models. Now, when you're going to move them, you're going to put the movement or the measuring tool for the movement um, in front of the leader, and then you're going to move the leader first, and then after moving the leader, then the remaining members of the squad, you can put them anywhere within one speed or 1 inch of the ruler.
Oh. So parang hindi kaya prone to abuse yun? Parang pwede mong parang ma-reconfigure yung squad kada move ng leader mo?
It's part of the gameplay, to be honest.
Yes and no. But kasi if you're just moving the leader, in Shatterpoint kasi maliliit yung squads eh. So
Okay.
you'll have like 2 units or at most siguro 3. And pag minove mo yung leader, talagang there's not so much
Different,
room
no?
for you to move around. So hindi ka pwede mag-stretch ng pahaba because it's not coherency eh. Remember, you
Okay.
have to be within one of the leader. So it's not
So
coherency.
parang
So
may bubble ring.
I know what you're talking about because I also know about that. Yung coherency, pwede mong stretch, di ba? Parang, within two,
Yes.
within two. So no, that's not how it works.
Galing. Ang galing. Actually, yung gusto ko kasi dyan, if it's an army game, normally pag marami kang minumove, it's kind of tedious, the movement phase.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
least with Legion, parang, at least that I've heard, no, parang isa lang ang ginagalaw,
Yes.
madali na. So
Susunod lang yung iba. Yeah.
So
that's
it's not
interesting.
it's not abuse, it's tactical.
Yeah,
Yes.
to be honest, that's how squads
Okay.
move in real life, right? There's a like
Uh,
the leader says we go there, and then the other guys like they take cover on the
Sunod lang
sides and
actually,
then
any
like they
lord,
do
no?
the thing.
mm-mm.
Tactical conga line.
Yeah.
Very
Ayan,
nice,
no?
very nice.
Yan, sabi nga ni Japo, demohan na yan, no? Demohan na yan. Yeah.
At saka
Dem-
for the
one,
Tados who are listening out there, I think among all the games, mas ang pinakamatanda na is Legion, no? And then
Yes.
lumabas si MPP, then si
Yeah.
Shatterpoint, and si Conquest.
uh,
So
Oh,
si
wait.
Legion actually has
Swing.
more models, at least from how I've seen it. They also have terrain and objective markers and squad upgrades. So medyo lots of things to think about when you're painting also. Hindi lang yung mga troop choices. So super
Yep.
interesting yun.
And what I like about Legion is the alternating activation. Like it's not really devastating if your opponent won the card off and then he goes to go first because anyway if you go or he goes first he'll only be able to activate one unit and that's just it and then it's going to be your turn. It's not devastating like okay I'm gonna activate first, I'm going to activate all of my units, I'm gonna shoot your units. No, it's not like that with Legion. And I think it's one of the charms of Legion that I currently like. It's because I can afford to be the second player because I know that my opponent is going to activate one unit and pretty much I could adjust based on that one.
Nice. That's a good theme that I'm seeing in all the games that we have now. I don't think fair is the word, but more on parang you're getting both players to be interested at every round of the game.
Yeah.
Yan I think is
Yeah.
something that I see in
Engage.
common
It's
so far.
engaging.
I think yan yung magandang come on. Ayan.
conquest
Yes,
para sa
true.
playan.
Also Shatterpoint. Shatterpoint, the figures are much bigger. Especially
Yun.
for aging eyes like
Balance.
mine.
But I do like that. I like that the alternating activation system for Legion and later on for Conquest is a thing. Kasi syempre, I I don't want having a lot of feels bad moments. Na
Yeah.
your entire army can be wiped out in a single turn just because you're not able to react during that turn or
Tune
react
out ka na.
afterwards. Parang yung tipong it feels bad, diba? Like, we've all had those moments. So, okay. So, thank you for that. Thank you for that, BK, and for introducing us to kind of the basics of Legion. No, but now, I kind of want to ask then for you guys, specifically, what do you guys play? Like, what faction do you guys play in itong Legion, Shatterpoint, and MCP specifically? Before we move on to Conquest. Hello.
Sure, I'll go first. Right. I'll go first. All right. So for
Go.
MCP, I play mostly mutants, but I also have defenders, Avengers, and the other stuff.
Everyone.
So it's X-Men, Brotherhood, X-Force, yeah, all those things. So that's for MCP. For
Dami.
Shatter, I know, right? Like I'm not even mentioning my offshoot factions, but let's not get into that. So
Mga
So,
sariling
for-
canon ni Rap Rap.
X-bots is a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So for Shatterpoint, I play what's this CIS or rather the droids.
Roger Rogers.
Roger Rogers. That's my thing. It's also my thing in Legion, and it's also my thing in X-Wing.
Roger Rogers.
Oh, I see.
Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's mostly like just a lot of CIS guys, Trade Federation guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Just
you
trying to make a
mentioned
box.
defenders in MCP. Ano yung mga defenders? Who are they?
Doctor Strange. Marvel Knights actually, like sila
Yeah.
Marvel
Daredevil,
Knights.
sila
Ah,
Luke Cage,
okay. I
Ghost Rider,
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I see.
Yeah.
Ah, random
two-
bullshit. Go.
Dragon Ball Z,
There's
go.
there's the defenders from the comics, which is the really Hulk, Doctor Strange, big guys, di ba?
Si Neymar na lang kulang.
Submariner,
Siya
Yeah,
na lang kulang.
Submariner, kasali ata
Submariner.
yun, eh, no? Yeah, and then there's the Netflix Defenders.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the Netflix
Ah,
series, yeah.
The
So
Ito yung
both
Punisher
are
is
sinasabi
actually
defenders.
part of
akala
it.
ko yun yun.
ito yung
Okay,
sinasabi
okay.
ko which canons are in the game. Okay.
Yes.
Yan,
Which
okay,
elements are
okay.
in the game? Yes.
Okay, sige.
So
Now,
that's it for
okay.
me.
How about you doing? What factions do
Okay,
you
so for MCP, I play the medyo weirder ones. So, syempre, Shield and Guardians. Go Japoy, go us. And A-Force, actually. I really like A-Force. Sila Shield. For Shatterpoint, A-Force. Sila
A-Force,
Shield.
ito yung these are all women.
Yes,
Yes, they
sila
are.
Captain Marvel.
It's actually one of the stronger factions
Well,
in MCP.
fun, I guess.
Gusto ko yung gusto ko yung hesitancy
May
ni Dwayne.
bawi.
Like,
Lumilipad na like you have a flying She-Hulk in turn 1, I guess. Like she flies straight to your opponent. Mga ganun.
Oh, there's a Sentinels player. I can't
Wait,
see their
yeah.
names.
ako rin eh.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, naka-Facebook user lang sila eh.
Yeah. So yung
Well,
two
actually,
The A-Force Avengers.
we are live on Facebook and on YouTube kasi at the same time. Si StreamYard
Oh,
brought
right.
them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering, the Sentinels one was Patrick Chua. A-Force is EJ.
hey,
So,
Patrick!
Hi, EJ.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
sa Star Wars naman, Shatterpoint, I'm actually playing the good guys. I'm planning to, wala pa kasi siya, I'm planning to get Plo Koon. So that's Plo Koon, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Anakin, like we're the good guys.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, yes.
Hassle ko
The good guy. The good.
And same mindset lang sa
The
Legion.
good guys.
I'm planning to get Ewoks for
Wala kang takas, Louie.
Tangina. Did you know, Josh, there's gonna be Ewoks for Shatterpoint and Legion?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yes.
Oh, sa
Legion,
meron.
there already is in Legion.
Unless
my-
they delete models.
My Ewoks and
Oh,
Wookiees
okay.
are coming in soon.
Ooh.
I forgot to say that I am Old Dominion in Conquest.
Ay, nako.
It must be stated.
Old Dominion!
Hindi siya part ng tanong.
It is now.
So, ayun. Okay. Ikaw, BK, what factions do you play?
All right. So for MCP, I'm still starting with my team, but I'm gonna go with the X-Men affiliate because 90s Kid, Jim Lee, Team Blue, yeah. And then for Shatterpoint, I'm actually playing with the Super Commandos for the Mandalorians, and then also with the Night Sisters team actually.
Oh.
So, Mother Talz and all that.
Wait, Super
Yes,
Commandos
very
isn't like
great
from the
family.
video game?
It's from the Clone Wars series, the Super Commandos. It's
Oh,
Dar
shit.
Saxon, yes.
Medyo well dyan. Medyo well dyan. Okay.
And then for Legion, I'm currently playing with an Empire list, mostly Stormtroopers and Vader. And then for Conquest, 100 Kingdoms because somebody needs to hold the line.
There is peace in death, eternal peace.
Yes, of course.
Parang okay yan.
Always. Best faction, dead faction.
Yes.
Okay.
Kayo naman, I mean, Sir Freddy has already mentioned his, but can you please reiterate what are your factions naman for these games?
Okay, with Marvel Crisis Protocol, I started with Avengers because it's in the starters. I had the and I really kind of like the MCU universe. So next, ang ginawa ko was Hydra. Tapos after Hydra, I built Brotherhood, and then after Brotherhood, I did Criminal Syndicate. So right now, I have 4 factions in MCP and upcoming as Guardians. So magiging 5 na ako sa MCP.
Okay.
So sa Legion, I haven't started yet, but my Wookiees and Ewoks are coming with the next batch of reinforcements coming in. So pag I think I will be able to paint them quite fast. Medyo dry brush lang naman kasi furry lahat eh.
Yes.
Basically,
Well,
furry lahat ng army ko.
May
And
doon
this
na
is
ba?
for
Reinforcement.
Kahit yung
Well,
mga duwag home, kahit yung mga duwag home nyo na dwarves, lahat furry.
Lahat may fur kasi lahat may balbas sarado eh. 'Di ba?
Oh, oh.
So, yan. Sinabi na rin ni Josh, I played Dweghom in Conquest. Yun.
Okay. Nice.
Wala. Si Chris, may Nords player tayo sa chat. Ala.
Oh. Speaking of what, so
Day of the Dead.
yung conquest ni Mickey, yung hold the line, medyo interesting. Ano yung tsura ng mga models na yan? Mga good
Um,
guys ba yung mga yan?
I actually
Good.
the good guys. It's basically on your POV.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I'm a Nord player, usually I'll say I'm the good guy, even though come on. But
Okay. You know
yeah,
what? You know what? Let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get into it na nga. We're done with the
Yeah.
Star Wars, we're done with MCP, both of them very well-known IPs. Now let's go into something that's not that very well known, but it's certainly growing. It's certainly getting more and more spread out there. So let's talk about Conquest, the last argument of kings. So
Oh.
again, I'll have to ask, Sir Freddy, what is Conquest?
Conquest is relatively new. I believe the company started 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So medyo it's a weird time to start a new game. It's just right before the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I think they got hit by the pandemic a little bit, and then ngayon talaga sila nag-ramp up dahil post-pandemic people are actually able to play again,
Mm.
meet face to face. People can do demos and everything. So it's relatively a new game kasi yung even if Shatterpoint is a new game, 'di ba? But Asmodee AMG is kind of older than Parabellum. Parabellum isn't a big company, but what they've made is actually I was super impressed. Nung first time pinakita sa akin tong game na to, it was Patrick, Liam, and Carlo.
Shout out to
Nung,
those guys.
yeah,
yes,
so yeah, they're
Yes,
probably
me.
watching. Pinakita nila sa akin yung game. Talagang super impressed ako. Again, like I said, I get really impressed with novel game mechanics. And what I
Nice.
liked about it was when you're playing the game, you're programming how your army works. So how does that work? You have to create a deck based on what's already on the board and you stack it. And then you reveal one card at a time. Ito very basic to. Of course, there's ways to tweak around that deck. But you reveal the card, that's the unit you move. So secretly nyo ginagawa yun ng opponent mo. And
Mm-mm.
then you roll for supremacy, which is basically initiative. And then whoever wins initiative reveals the first card. And then you move that unit. And then after you move, the other guy reveals his first card. Ang maganda dyan, in my mind, kasi you're not just reacting to his actions eh. When
You're
you're
predicting red.
creating that deck, when you're stacking it, you're actually having to predict what your opponent is going to think. And then
Solid.
based on that, you do your own deck then. So, meron yung question na, but if you know I'm doing this, then you will do this, then I have to do this. May konting ganun.
Mm.
Yung, yung parang argument sa Princess Bride, di ba? Naalala niyo yun? You guys know that? But
That's
you
why
know,
it's called the last argument
Lumalabas
of
yung
kings.
mga tanda natin lahat.
lumalabas no, sa mga references natin. So,
I
may konting element ng ganyan. So, when you're programming how your army will work, you have that element there, which I think is such a great idea. But it doesn't lock you naman eh. Kasi there's certain armies who can fiddle around with that a little bit, but not so much. Basically, kind of set ka pa rin. Like, for example, the city states can skip. Parang, nagkamali ako. I can skip one
Ah,
card.
so they
Tapos
can
I'll
manipulate
do
the
the second,
game.
the next one. Tapos
I
may
Oh,
ibang
encountered that
captains,
one.
they play around with the deck differently.
Like some
And then
can do double
people are
action.
saying ban dwegs, nerf dwegs. But dwegs can't play around with the deck. Sila, they play straight. They play it straight. Kung paano ko nilagay
okay.
yan, that's how it's going to work. Ganun
Committed
talaga.
na.
Committed
Okay.
ka.
Okay.
Carbon dated.
The Princess Bride reference, carbon dated. Someone says he just got his Wadroon yesterday. Hey.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ah,
Enjoy your life.
Fellow dinosaur enjoyer.
Pero ano yung kwento niya? Ano yung kwento ng, what's it called? Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings.
Yeah.
Ba? What's the story? Ano yung, ba't nagkaagera sa Eya?
So,
Wala,
yeah.
just like pretty much every fantasy setting, they're all bad guys.
Hmm.
Right now, what's
They're all actually
happening?
bad guys
Bakbakan lang.
Yeah, yeah.
who think they're
That's
the good
why,
guys.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
actually,
I,
that's an
I
interesting
think
that I want to talk about. No? The different factions of different factions of conquest. Can we kind of like really quickly maybe give a like introduce one and then give a quick descriptor for people who might be interested in playing
Yeah,
these factions now.
correct.
So
Play
let's
style
start
also and character, ganon. Right?
a bit of gameplay style as well. No? So really quickly lang. So let's go one by one. I have a list here. Okay, city states. Sinong city states?
I'm not city states, but I can
I'm
speak for them for a bit because I played against them. Right,
Okay.
so city states are like techno Greeks. Like they
Tech.
are. Yeah,
yes,
it's
yeah.
it's it's not. They're not really like they're tech Greeks because their aesthetic is very like the Greeks. You have seen the hoplites, the
Okay,
phalangites, and
Roman
all those
legion,
things, right?
ganon.
Yeah. The thing is,
Spartans, no?
yeah,
Oh,
Spartans, like those things. Except these particular Greeks have adopted technology into their body, so they're kind of like steampunk Greeks, which is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
cyborg,
amazing. Like,
cyborg Roman Greeks, ganon.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
Clockwork
there you
Greeks
go.
yun.
Carlos said it best. Clockwork Greeks,
Hmm.
because
Cool,
Clockwork
they're
cool,
Greeks. Very
yep.
cool.
So,
okay.
yep, they play mostly like in big hedges, at least from what I thought. But they also have tools by which they could flank you and stuff. Yeah. So, but also they've adapted this recent strategy, which has been to their great success. Last week
Spears.
during the narrative campaign, they like scored 8 wins. I think right now they're like doing blobs of phalangites and just like skewering the cavalry. So it plays more like the traditional Greeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ah, okay.
Greek
Okay.
So there's
strategy
an
plus
element of
science.
real world
So these are
tactics,
the
no?
city states. Parang type ko yun. Gusto ko yun. City states.
Yeah,
Sige.
yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Demohan yan,
City
demohan
states
na.
pa lang yan. Louis,
Okay,
Louis. City
just
states pa
noting
lang yan.
down what I'm interested in.
We
Just
have
in
we
case.
have several more factions. Okay, let's move on
Go,
to the next
go.
one. Okay, really
Okay.
quickly. Okay, 100 Kingdoms. What are the
Ah,
100 Kingdoms?
bigay.
okay.
BK.
So all right. So actually, Hundred Kingdoms is like the human faction or the pure human faction survivor of the old
Not good.
region. So basically, we're like uh, medieval age European kings, nobilities, and all.
Okay din
So
yan.
yeah, so basically, it's a faction that is primarily cavalry based most of the time, but there are a few of us who are the infantry enjoyers. When I say infantry enjoyers, like we usually just use infantries, we
Use the
just
big bones.
stand there, look menacing, and hold the line.
Yeah, ito medyo mabangis yun ha. Utang na, okay.
So medieval classic. There we go. Classic fantasy. Okay. So sila yung
Classic fantasy. Okay.
humans. Sige.
Yun ba yung
Yes.
nilalaro ni John, yung when I saw you guys?
John.
No, John
Ayun,
plays
sakto.
North.
Sakto.
He's
Let's go
Nords.
into that.
Yeah, he's
Let's
Nords.
go into that.
Oh,
I know John.
Viking.
John
Okay,
Cablan
okay.
plays Nords. Sige. So let's go Nords. Who are the Nords? What are the Nords?
Okay, so no one plays Nords here. Nords, if I wasn't playing Dwegs, I'd be playing Nords.
Yeah.
They're loosely based on Nordic, kaya nga Nordic
Vikings.
Vikings.
Amen. Okay.
So this faction has the ogres, and
Oh.
they have Jotun, which are giant. If you're familiar again with
Yes, Jotun.
Asgardian mythology, Jotunheim, that's the land of the giants. So Jotuns,
Yeah.
Like this big.
so they have wolfmen, they have like werewolves, and they have wolves. So that's why if I wasn't playing Dwegs, I would be playing Nords because ang daming troop types nila na iba-iba yung itsura, and I really like it. Of course, I also
Hindi
Yeah,
got the
werewolves.
fur
Yeah.
and all
hindi
that.
lang-
Ano,
They're getting
yeah,
werewolves.
So they have a lot of units that are not just humans.
yes, yes.
Oh.
That's why they also have the trolls. So,
Of
ang
course.
dami nilang non-human units kaya medyo exciting laruin ng Nords.
Actually, sir,
Okay.
I'm really considering Lords as
That's
my
it. Hit
second
hard and
army.
hit fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So may
Lords
nag-mention, so
player.
minention nyo sir ang Dwegs. Who are the
Mm.
Dwegs? Who are the Dweg home?
Dwegs are, I thought, when I started it, I thought they were supposedly classic dwarves. But apparently, Parabellum did a slight switcheroo. And then when I was actually playing it and watching other people playing it and reading the lore, I realized that they're actually not classic dwarves. They're they look down on the other races and they're very strong in magic like some other fantasy trope. So, parang pinaghalo yung dwarves and elves because
Okay.
in Conquest there are no elves.
Ooh.
Oh.
So,
So humans
the
and
So,
the
Dwegs,
gods.
sorry sa mga elf players dyan ha, pero
yeah, so
wait.
the Dwegs kind of fill both roles. So, but since when I started, I thought it was playing classic dwarves. So yung list ko, I'm not playing magic actually. So that's pretty interesting. Eventually I will, but right now I'm not playing with magic, and I'm kind of happy with it because I thought talagang kailangan I had to play magic dwarves, but my list seems to be kind of working.
Oh,
I hit
okay.
nerf legs. No, learn
There's
play better.
Dwegs.
Legs,
Nerf
play better.
Dweg.
May nag-nerf Dweg.
So may parang may melee combat, may range, and may magic spells rin sa game. Tama ba?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And
There's
magic is
also
different from
fast
range combat or same lump sila.
Not
Sorry,
really.
Roger.
They're quite
Oh,
different.
I see.
Different.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Sige, let's move on. Let's move on. Because this faction I don't think has been brought up yet. Who are the Wadrun?
You want to do that, Dwayne?
Well, they're orcs on dinos. But actually, they're very
Orcs
interesting.
on dinosaurs.
Orcs on dinos,
Orcs
yeah.
on dinosaurs.
You name pitch ko, but actually, if you see their models, they're actually the biggest.
Orcs
models
celebrating
there are.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, also, yeah. The individual orcs, diba, outside the dinosaur pitch, they're actually very colorful. They wear feathers, and yung unique mechanic nila is the chant mechanic, na parang a well-timed, a really good sequence of turns is enough for them to turn the tide of battle. So,
Real.
interesting kasi orc faction.
They're the orc. Okay. But they're orcs
They're
riding
also
giant
super
dinosaurs.
mobile. At least from what I've
Littlefoot.
fought against.
Yung mga velociraptors.
Yeah, they were doing the moonwalk on me. Yeah.
All right. Sige. Let's move on. Actually, you know what? Let's move on to the best faction, the Old Dominion.
Fires.
Wow.
Yeah, totally not biased.
The only good faction.
Totally not biased.
Totally not biased. I'm
You wanna
totally
do
not
this
paint-
one,
I'm
Josh?
totally not painting Legionnaires right now. Of course
Yeah, yeah.
not. Okay.
It's the best faction and the only good faction in Conquest.
Rap, I'm going to let you describe who are
Oh,
the Old
all right,
Dominion.
right.
For
Okay,
Haslia!
so, the Old Dominion is the best faction and the only good faction in Conquest. It is also the most winningest faction, at least in my head.
Winning it?
But no, kidding aside, the Old Dominion are actually based off the Byzantine Eastern Roman Empire, right? So if you're familiar
Zombie
with that,
Romans.
they're the Greek part of the Roman Empire. So yeah, so it's they have a cataphractoi, legionnaires, of course,
Oh.
Varangian guards. If you're, it's pretty cool because this part of history is not really that much represented. So aside from that, they are also undead. It's
Okay.
not propaganda; it's true. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's the Old
It's
Dominion.
not propaganda.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So,
I just
And
need to.
they bypass one of the mechanics of the game, which is the resolve. Like with
Yes.
Old Dominion, they just don't care about resolves. Like, hey, you took out 10 of my undead guys, so okay, cool. We're not running away. We're
Yeah,
staying here.
because that's the thing. Aside from them being
Ah,
Byzantine inspired, they are
hindi siya
also
natatakot.
undead. Yes, and we can actually field a dead god.
It is also
So
the
Okay.
best model in the game, by the way.
Yeah,
yes, it's
definitely.
absolutely
There's a
amazing.
giant model,
Still
I'm
totally
assuming.
not biased.
Totally
Totally
not
not
biased.
biased and just full of facts.
Because
So
that's the cool thing too, no? Like Conquest, kahit na may mga ano siya, kahit pa mga rank and flank siya, there are gigantic models like
Yes.
the Yoto,
yes, they are.
Centerpieces.
They are
like the giant
absolutely
Ah, so
amazing.
dinosaurs.
may yun yung vehicles nila. Mga monsters na
Well,
malalaki.
not,
And when we
uh,
say
ish,
gigantic, we really
kind
mean
of,
gigantic because they are huge
and
from
they're
the
big.
beginning, right?
Oh, shit. Ah, parang I remember seeing one nga. Medyo malaki nga siya. Okay.
Mm-mm. Ayun. So, all right. Thank you for that. No, let's go on to I would say the weirdest
Oh,
faction because I have never really seen something like this in other game, or maybe I have, but like iba din to eh. What are the Spire?
okay.
Or
Oh
who are the
wait, cue
Spire?
in opera music, like one of those
Calling
boss
their
battles
HR
from Final
manager for
Fantasy.
Spires.
Yeah. Pero,
Spire?
that's Actually, I kind
Sino
of
yung
want to
Spire?
I kind of want to partially answer yung isang question ni Josh kanina that wasn't addressed. Yung parang
Ah, yeah.
history of Aya. Yeah. So in the beginning,
Yun na. Yung gusto ko.
aliens. Yeah.
There we go. Lore
Aliens.
time. Lore time.
Yan. So basically, the Spire kasi represent parang the ancient test race. Parang they're partly the reason for, I believe,
Yes,
Lords.
they are the HR department.
Yes, the HR department. Pero basically, parang ano sila, they've been here and they've been working, messing up AI essentially for their own.
Okay.
Pero I mean, like, how do you put this? Kasi they've been here and then they've been messing around with AI's parang life force, like their system. And yeah, the memes are they're a corporate group. Yeah? They're basically aliens and they've been here. And yung range nila from design is from weird looking pudgy aliens to basically Dark Souls or like JRPG horrors. And
Mm.
yeah, it's very nice because the way they do it, they're biomechanical. So if you look, it's very wiry and curvy and spiry, I guess if you would call it
Look,
that.
they look absolutely amazing. And
Yeah.
also, you should join the group
Aspiring.
chat, even if you're not playing Spires, so you can see how they complain to upper management about their current situation, why there are only a few people fighting on Sunday, and then bumping up the next week.
So, and they're called the spires because that's where they live. Already, really, really tall spires.
That's an
Yes.
Yeah.
pero
And you
you
will
know
get
that's
memos if you do not fight. Just kidding.
so
Corporate is like,
they're corporate capitalist aliens in a fantasy world.
Yes, you should see the group chat. It's amazing.
Oh lord.
yeah. So I guess playing gameplay wise, they're actually kind of very expendable, but they regenerate and it's
Mm.
one of the more unique races. Then like, it's hard to find a specific like faction counterpart to any
Yeah,
other
it is.
game.
It is.
Like
It
you
is.
can point out certain models look like these. But like, as a faction, it's a totally new experience.
Solid. Solid. How
Yeah,
many
Spires are
were there?
great.
Parang ang dami ah. Ang daming factions ah. How
Oh,
many was that?
There's
Parang
more
around
coming out as
10?
can I
well.
talk about?
His
Oh,
faction.
Can I talk about my
Fairly
faction?
There's
adherent.
an upcoming faction.
Ah, so okay.
sige.
So there are more coming out.
Yes.
So because of that, I assume na itong Parabellum, no, they do constant updates and they do like a lot. I assume they do preview shows as well for
They do. They do.
stuff that's coming out, no. And that's very interesting thing for me to see, no. And I appreciate more game companies do that, and that's utilizing apps, utilizing the internet, utilizing live streams. Ayun, there you go. Freddy's phone, no? The app. I love app integration, especially now with modern rule sets, modern rule books. Because
Libre
I,
ba yung app? Is
I
the app
really,
free?
I really, I, I'm almost 30. My back hurts. I don't want to carry a lot of books. And so the fact that
Wow.
everything's in like a small rule book or like something on my phone, it's great, no. And ayun, someone actually mentioned this in the comments. um Free rules, um I know that like here's another thing, no, the first blood box and yung mga starter sets, they come with hard copies of the rule books
They do.
of
They
for
do.
both
Nice,
systems.
Both
nice.
systems.
Like, diba?
And rules
It's so
updates are free.
useful.
I don't
It's
have
so
to pay
useful.
when there's an expansion or rule update. None of that shenanigans going on.
No, no. There's.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, they just put it in the app, so it's easy to update. Like, if
Oh
ever like
shit.
there's something that needs to be changed, like they could do it on the fly.
Mm-mm.
I know like Carlo and like some of the vanguards here in the Philippines are currently just talking to the Parabellum guys. So every time there's a clarification, like I know we've contributed to some of the clarifications with
No
regards to the rules.
way.
So yeah,
All of
Yes.
Philippines
us.
is definitely making
Sabi
it
ni,
smart in the global
Yes.
stage. At least,
sabi ni Christian, we all have three copies of the rule book.
yes, you
Yeah.
can also
Well,
use it to throw in
That's
your
good.
opponent when you are
kaya,
losing.
yeah, ang
it's
purpose
it's
kaya nila kayo binibigyan ng maraming rule book is so pwede kayo
They can teach
magbahay-bahay.
people.
Tapos nabasa nyo na
Oh,
ba? Yan, oh.
ito na.
You pass it out.
Ang
It's
ating
the new
tipan.
Bible.
Okay. So so you mentioned, I want to go back to something that you said, Rap, no. You mentioned vanguards. You mentioned your local community. And how is the support naman ng Conquest, ng Parabellum
oh,
dun sa individual players and community? Because I know they're really big on that. Can you elaborate?
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Like they've been in constant contact with us, and our what we do here, they it actually affects the worldwide campaigns and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they've been very responsive. Like they've been taking like they've been reposting our stuff and other details like when we play
congrats.
games. Yeah,
Holy shit.
it's nice actually. Like we've never felt this kind of relationship with one of the publisher or one of these types of games. I think
So it's
Sir
a good
Freddy
time
can
to come
also
in. It's a
elaborate
good
on it
time
because
to be part of the
sorry?
community.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, but
It's,
Ano yan,
it's
it's
a
a
Drew?
good
good time.
time. Oh, yeah. Solid, ah.
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi
Yeah.
pansin ko, I follow Parabellum's Instagram and Facebook. And there are some
Yeah.
people, some games and some painted minis from us from our
Yes.
community are
Mm.
being featured. And I'm like,
No way.
wow, the local community is like being spearheaded out there. That's amazing to see,
Mm.
especially for for people who want to have their works noticed, want to have people who run painting pages and painting services who want to have their paint jobs noticed. Ang galing. So
Solid.
like
Solid.
Yeah, yeah, it's
um,
absolutely unprecedented as far as I know. Yeah, it's amazing,
and
absolutely amazing. And
sabi nga ni Carlo, they're willing to give support for your for your event.
Yes.
I got
they already
featured.
do actually. Like they give, yeah, they, yeah, you got featured, man. Yeah, but
Solid.
I will look
they
for
give
that.
support. Yeah, like but to the local community, and they really like reward you for your efforts and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
And
mind
it's
blowing, like
also
to
going
me.
to go through the app. So if you create your account and eventually, this is very interesting. This is, I think, talagang sobrang nagulat ako because in my experience with miniatures organized play, I've never seen anything this organized.
Mm-mm.
Talagang organized sila. And then
How so?
eventually, what I think will happen is the app will be integrated and you'll be able to gain points from playing in sanctioned events. And if
Oh.
you're a TO, you can use the app to sanction your events. And actually, eventually, this is probably going to be able to run pairings and then automatically reported yung events. That's what I suspect
Wow.
is what's going to happen. Kasi nakikita ko na yung ano eh, I've seen this with Wizards of the Coast eh. And ito yung parang
Mm.
template na ganun. So this is probably what's going to happen to this app. And it's really amazing for such a small and new company to be this active and this organized. Yung level ng organization nila as far as organized play is concerned is really very surprising
So it's
considering
so
their age and their size.
so you mentioned a point system much like or and an online logging in system much like what we
Mhm.
have in TCGs like Magic like in Fab, no. But
Yeah,
what you mentioned points? What points? Para sa yung points?
I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be for rankings. So
So
Mm, I see.
basically, your local games will take part in global scores. Parang ganun.
yeah,
We'll be
so
playing with
I,
the rest of the world.
this is just me speculating, but this is probably what the app can do
I
eventually.
see.
Right
I
now,
see.
wala pa yung functionality na yun, pero I can see that happening.
I see.
And yung nga they're way ahead when it comes to this with other companies who are much bigger than them. So this is really very interesting.
Yeah, it's also super fascinating for like miniatures to get this level of organized play. Like I think they're working on something that will probably be towards like a regionals and then a worlds. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the things that might be in their plans. So yeah, it's just mind blowing with regard to
Gusto
that.
ko yan.
Yep. And
More opportunity. I like that. You know, more opportunities for countries to like duke it out amongst each other. More opportunities for Old Dominion to be the best
Yeah.
faction because they're
Of
already
course,
there.
yes, yes. Old
But it's
Dominion is going
Totally
to
not
win
that.
the yeah.
it's a good time to get into the set. To be basically may chance ka to be a pioneering Filipino player in the
Yeah, yeah.
community.
Just buy Old
That's right.
Dominion and then you'll be fine.
That's right, Louis. That's right, Louis. It is a great time to start conquest. Hint,
You
hint.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
but you guys
great.
mentioned models also. For the people who have painted them, what's it like? What's the experience like painting these models? I'm sure the Tados are also interested kung if the painting experience is just as good as Shatterpoint or Marvel Crisis Protocol. Lalo ka na, Josh, you've been
Actually,
painting a shit ton of Conquest the past few weeks.
I have been feeling a shit ton of conquest. That's the thing here. You know, look, I love before. Honestly, I was a bit hesitant to start Conquest date because I wasn't too sure about the detail. But then I realized with especially with the way how Old Dominion paints up, or at least my Old Dominion, I don't need to feel pressured doing really high quality stuff on my models. I like it really reinforces the idea of it's rank and flank, it's infantry, paint them as
We can
infantry.
now pay.
And we can now paint eyes.
What? That's funny. That's funny, dude.
Because it is a
Kasi
bigger
the
scale.
scale's bigger, no? The
Yeah, the
scale's
scale is
pretty big.
bigger. I
Okay,
believe
solid.
it's 38. I don't know. I don't math. So I assume it's 38.
Okay.
Again, I don't math. So and that's the thing, no, with I'm sorry if I'm pulling from personal experience here, but I really have been enjoying painting up yung ano ko, yung legionnaires ko for Old Dominion. Because like, well, to give you context, no, the way I'm painting my guys, they're animated statues. Like in lore, kasi they're supposed to be zombie Byzantines, but I was like, I want statues. They look amazing as statues, and it helps me hide the mistakes that I do. Like I have a guy here, I accidentally clipped off yung neck niya, and I'm like, Man, that sucks." But then, wait, don't statues like easily break apart?
Yeah.
So what if
Yes.
I just trim it a bit to make it look like it really did crumble off, and I put the head on the base, and it works. It looks like an actual animated statue,
Solid. So,
and
may
I
build ba
really
to?
like that about the game. Or
Are
the
these
building. What?
pre-built?
Sorry.
Are these pre-built?
No,
No.
you need to build
True.
them. They come with a
Okay.
sprue. You need to build them up. Um, Although that's another thing. No, going back to the talk about building and painting. How do these guys build up? Because I know there are older models, and I know there are older versions of the sprue. No, so kayo guys, when you built yours, how was your experience?
What's your hobby experience with these guys?
Okay, I'll answer that. From what I've seen, there seems to be three generations of
Mm-mm.
plastics that they've used since
Okay.
Mm-mm.
2019, and
Okay.
with
Mm-mm.
each generation, you can see improvements. Talaga, there's the white plastic, which is actually easy to work with, but has a lot of flash. Yung flash,
Okay.
madali namang linisin. It wasn't a problem. I didn't even need to use tools to clean the flash. Madali siyang tanggalin. Talagang halos
Mm.
kinakamay ko na lang eh. So that's the main issue with the white plastic. May flash, but it's easy to clean. The next
Okay.
one is the one with the round edges. the plastic is a little bit harder than what we're used to. And then the current generation, yung square na yung edges nung spruce. And this is the type of plastic we're already kind of used to. Uh, but I haven't really seen major problems when trying to build or assemble or paint. And the type of plastic, hindi naman siya madaling masira, hindi siya madaling mabali, hindi rin siya bendy. So it's really the plastic that you want to see when it's a miniature war game model.
Mm-mm.
Kasi there's also this type of plastic na nagiging bendy na makikita mo yung mga sword lahat nakabent na.
Yeah.
It's not soft plastic. But it's not also too hard that it becomes brittle. So
Nice.
it's the right
Mm,
consistency of ng plastic.
Okay.
mm,
Solid.
mm. That's good.
Solid.
That's good. So, okay. Um, Ngayon, yung I really want really quickly touch lang back on gameplay, no. So ang Conquest is not just last argument of kings. There's also a skirmish mode, right? So we're kind of bridging the gap between, kanina we were all skirmish, tapos we were all army, a big army. But may skirmish din ang Conquest,
Mm-mm.
which
Yep.
is First Blood. Are the
First
stats different? Is it just like a smaller version of the game, or are there key differences?
Yeah. Rule mechanics, is it like patay-patayan lang ba? Or like Shatterpoint, very objective based? Paano bang blood?
Both game systems are objective based, and kami ni Rap may experience kami kasi when we started playing the game, we started with First Blood, and we were trying to demo First Blood muna. We say, yeah, it's a smaller
Mm-mm.
game, you need less models, so we started with that. But what we realized was actually First Blood is a little bit more complicated than Last Argument of Kings. It's a smaller
Oh,
game, yes, but it
Mm.
also contains, it
more
requires you
crunch.
to get into more detail.
Okay.
Because I think
So
it
yeah.
shares that with MCP. Like for example, the characters can do more.
Mm-hmm.
So in First
Okay.
Blood, you really have to look into what your character can do, and then run from there. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
the
The
bump
different
in
stats.
complexity comes from, which is actually pretty great, especially for skirmish games, because you have less
Mm-mm.
models, but you're technically have more stuff that you can do in order to keep them
Ah,
alive, get them.
Yes.
because you're not tied down to because you're not tied down to the big army, so you can
Yes.
focus on the character. Oh, that's
And
interesting.
list building in First Blood is mas loose. In Last
Mm-mm.
Argument of Kings, list building is very strict. So if you get this character, these are the only regiments you can get. Sa
Mm-mm.
sa First Blood, doesn't matter. You can just basta may isa kang character, meron kang ganito, pwede kang mag-mix.
Mm.
Tapos yung mga unit sizes, they're also not fixed. They can start yung mga ibang
Mm.
units pwedeng isa lang. You have one automata. In Last Argument, minimum size ng squad is 3. So ganun siya. And the movement is very different then with the skirmish game.
Moves
But
kind of
there's
like
so much more
Legion.
detail. Hmm?
Moves kind of like Legion, right?
Yeah,
Which one?
Leader,
First Blood.
Oh,
If I
okay.
remember correctly. Yeah.
yung squad
Pero
Ayun.
models.
inches pa rin ang movement nun.
Yeah, inches. It's still inches.
Inches pa rin. I see. I see. Yun. Um.
Solid.
All right. So I mean that's why you guys have two kinds of bases, diba? You have the
Mhm.
regular round base, which slots into the bigger
Square base.
square stand, no? So ayun. Okay. All right. Now that's the gaming side. That's the hobby side, and I'm kind of moving on a bit here now. That's the gaming side. That's the hobby side. Now, we also want to tackle, like, where else can people learn more about this? Like, can you recommend maybe a YouTube
Ang YouTube
channel, a
channel.
content creator, or maybe like a channel that they can go to learn more about the game, and or more importantly, a place where they can actually demo the game right now, real life, in person, an event maybe coming up, or where can you turn to?
Sorry, before we answer the question, I just want to pop up just to shout out because we were mentioning this before the stream, and the hobbyist side of the Philippine Tattoo would be happy to know the bases of conquests have a little magnet well, and it connects to the base tray. So it's easy on the hobby side to just put a magnet and put it there. Para lang people are aware, yung mga army builders dyan, super plus points to conquest, FYI. But anyway, go on. What's the best place? Ano yung online source to learn about these things, guys?
Sorry.
How do we
Really
know
quick,
more
really quick.
about them?
I
Oh,
just need to really quickly shout this out. No, guys, if you're magnetizing your bases for conquest, 5 millimeters by 1.5 millimeter magnets. That's what you
yeah.
need for the
Magnet
for the
Manila
bolts.
lang yan.
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Yeah.
So where can people
YouTube
go?
daw, Play on Tabletop has
Yeah.
Kong. Ah, talaga, nagko-conquest si Play on Tabletop. Okay.
And
Actually, yeah, it looks amazing. Their videos look amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of the places where you could quickly check it out. Yeah. They're actually, yeah, good
Good. Okay.
battle reports.
Great.
Solid.
Okay. So that's the YouTube side. That's the online side. What about the here side? What if I'm a prospective new wargamer and I'm like, this conquest sounds amazing. Where can I demo it?
Learn
Where
more,
can I
try it
see
out.
more of it? Or where can I try it out? No?
We're you can look for us actually on Wednesdays and the weekends in NG Eaton Centris. We're usually there. Just ask, we can demo for you. Also, BK, I think you guys are in G2,
Um,
Neutral Grounds as well, right?
Yep. So currently, I'm covering for the branch for Gloriana 2, and we usually play Conquest there as well as MCP and as well as Star Wars. So any of the three Star Wars like Shatterpoint, Legion, and X-Wing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you're an LGS and you want us to demo, you can just contact us, Saludos, and then we'll
Mhm.
demo to you if you want, or we can help demo at your store.
Mhm.
Also, this coming next weekend, we're going to be at Mani Popcorn, and then we're going to be holding a lot of events for all these games. So there's going to be tournaments, narrative
Yun.
events, and casual gaming. Plus, demos will be there. Not
Yun.
only
Perfect.
demos of the games, there's also going to be painting demos ongoing. So lots of stuff to do for miniatures paintings and miniatures gamers at Mani Popcorn sa Ayala Malls, Manila Bay next weekend.
Nice. That sounds
See you
Good.
exciting.
there.
You guys want to check
Actually,
out the games if you want to see what's going on. You can check out Money Popcom. That's coming up next week from November 17, 18, and 19. Yeah. Someone sorry, someone mentioned, are you playing tomorrow's entries? Yeah, I
malabang
might
naman
go.
Yes,
dito.
yes, we are.
I will most likely go. Ay, nako. This game has consumed me. Help.
Actually, I was talking to a few hobbyists, no? People from the end, from Ludus, please correct me if I'm wrong. But natutuwa ako kasi ang daming, if you are following Ludus or any of Neutral Grounds branches, they occasionally have these Facebook posts of games that are happening within the week. And I think they get their store credit up for grabs if you win some tournaments. Tama ba yan? And also if you
Some
join
of them,
events,
yep.
you also gain
Yeah,
points.
but
Tama ba?
yeah, we have those
Yep.
types of events, like their narrative events, and it's not always like tournaments, right? Because sometimes when you get off
Yeah.
work, you just want to chill, right?
Mm.
Because I mean, sometimes it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be like head
Much of
bashing
it.
all the time. So
Yeah, it
like
doesn't have to be so competitive.
yeah. So we
Solid.
have narrative events. We also have tournaments. On the weekends, it's usually the tournaments, and then on the weekdays, it's usually like part of the narrative event. Yeah. So
Yun, solid. So, guys, follow all of the neutral grounds or add nyo sila as friends. Add ba as friends or follow nyo yung mga neutral grounds branches. A lot of information on the games for these systems that we've talked about will all be there. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
also really appreciate the fact that every day, almost every day, specifically sa Sentries where I always play, si Razel will always post photos of every single game being played. So shout out kay Razel.
Yun.
Thank you for
yeah,
getting
yeah,
my good
yeah.
name.
Awesome showing.
So
Shout out Raz.
Okay, my
okay.
questions for Batay,
So
actually from the chat also, if you have questions, please ask them now. We'll be ending soon, I believe.
I think we
oh
have
yeah.
already answered Christian's
Again, yeah.
question.
Yeah. If you're you know, if we're I know if you're playing tomorrow, yeah, 100% most likely gonna play tomorrow. Um, so ayun, ask lang, conquest ka rin. Yeah. I mean, eventually that's gonna be Louis, right? I mean that's the secret goal here,
Parang
right? Our
nagiging
goal is to
chubby
have
yung
Louis
ano mo,
play.
guys. Nagiging chubby-chubby, hindi ko narinig, nabubutol.
It's the
You
purpose
know.
of this session. It's actually just to get
This
Louis
is
playing one of these games.
Nagdedemonyo yung mga Filipientanos dito. Bad
Yeah.
idea to, pare.
yeah.
If
This
it's
is an
okay, if I just do
intervention, Louis.
a quick shout out to two of
Sure.
our vanguards for Conquest. So a big thank you to currently
Yes.
Liam and
Sure.
Carlo. So they
Yes.
are two out of three of our vanguards here for Conquest. They've been spearheading actually the growing of the Conquest community from slow growth to unbelievable arms race that I'm currently seeing right now.
Mm,
So yes, a
Wala.
big thank you to the two
mm,
of you guys. We really appreciate your effort, and I don't think Conquest
Yes.
would grow so fast right now without the two of you actually uh,
Yeah.
pulling the strings or pulling actually the ship right now. So there, thank you,
Sure.
Carlo and Liam.
That's true.
Arnold as
Very
well
much
for Cebu.
appreciated. I wish you two were with us dito sa
Here.
stream na to.
Yeah, you should be
Yeah,
here instead of in the
actually.
chat, you know.
kaya nga eh. Okay, so okay, may question. Magkano ang isang army sa conquest? Let's
That's
go,
the
let's go, no?
most
Let's go.
important question.
Let's go. Okay, let's go to Laok. Let's go last argument of
Mhm.
kings, and then let's go first blood.
All right, should I
Okay.
answer that?
Go, go, go.
No, go ahead, go
Go,
ahead.
Hap. Yeah.
All right, so you can start. The last argument of kings, the one player starter box is 7,000, and that's enough to get you playing. Yeah, that's more or less all you need, everything you need in that box. So it has for each of the factions. If you want to go cheaper, you could potentially get the two players
Two players.
starter army box. But you have to split it with someone else, but it's technically only 4 5, and you can like start playing with that as well. Now, if you want to go even cheaper, you can start with First Blood, and that's only 3,000 pesos or 3 5, I think, and that's
Oh.
all you need to get. Yeah, exactly, right. And that's it.
Oh yeah,
That's
Louis
everything
3-5,
you
ah,
need to get
3-5.
started with First Blood. Yeah, so it's really super friendly getting into it. Like
Yeah.
it's so easy.
And
Like it's not even.
yung and the one player starter or two player starter, one side would be around yun nga, more or less 500 to 700 points, and my 1,000 points was only comprised of the one player starter and a first blood starter. So naka 1,000 points na ako.
Mhm.
So it's really easy to build up.
Yep.
Ako yung nga yung nagugulat eh, parang wow, this is really cheap because I'm used
Okay.
to, you know what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So ako mismo nagugulat sa parang, just these two, I'm already at 1,000 points. So it's really surprising.
Pero in the starter sets, I mean, it's inches and then D6 lang, no? There's no special tool or measuring tool I need to
No,
get to be
Nope.
started.
Nope.
So
none of that.
models lang and free
Yes,
rules.
that's
Yikes.
an AMG thing.
Yeah.
But
Well, okay.
I also kind of like how AMG did the the ru- the the measurements ng AMG. I like it. It's less prone to what do you call this?
Fudging or errors.
Misinterpretation.
Fudging. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
less
Yes.
prone to
Yes.
fudging or basta mas precise siya eh. The way AMG
Mm.
did with MCP and
Shatterpoint.
Shatterpoint, mas precise yung movement mo and yung measurements.
Okay.
So, and it's standardized. Alam naman natin, paminsan, even yung mga meter sticks na yan, paminsan may mga medyo sablay dyan eh.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Also, if you play with cursed dice or you have
Yeah.
bad luck, this is
Oh.
the game for you, because the best outcome that you want out of the dice is actually a one.
That's a
Yes.
lower.
Yeah,
Lower.
yeah, to roll
Lower is
lower.
better.
Yeah. It
Um,
initially that was threw me off a little bit kasi we're so used to higher
Going
numbers,
high.
meaning yeah,
Okay.
but after a while I realized from a design perspective, again this is from a design perspective, going below that number below makes designing easier. Kasi pag tinataasan ko yung stats ko, ang kailangan kong number pababa. So your
Mm.
stats, hindi ba yung iba, tumataas stats mo, so yung roll mo kailangan, yung roll na kailangan mo bumababa. It makes parang dalawa yung iniisip mo. So the higher your shooting skill is, the lower the number you need to get na maabot, di ba? So
Yes.
parang oh,
Mm-mm.
eto kung anong number ng skill mo, yun yung number no kailangan mo pababa. So it actually from
Yes.
a design
Oh, okay.
perspective, once you've shifted your mind, it's actually faster.
Parang that's the
Hindi kayo
max.
naghahanap ng
Anything
parang
lower than that,
5,
papasok.
pag 5 ka, 2. 'Di ba?
Pasok
Pag
pa
5
rin.
ka, ito 5 ka, 5 below, 'di ba?
Five below.
Hindi na pag 5 ka, kailangan mo 2 pataas.
Oh, correct, correct.
So if you really think about it, the system we're used to is actually less intuitive. 'Di ba? It took
Yeah.
me a while to figure out why this system is like that. But again, like I said, I'm
Mm-mm.
looking at this from a design perspective. It's actually simpler.
Uh,
Makes things easier kasi isang number lang nasa utak mo, hindi dalawa. Wala
so
kang
bali
table,
parang
wala ka ng table sa utak mo, 'di ba?
mm,
Oo.
mm,
Yung parang, oh, pag
Oo.
ito yung skill ko,
oo,
ganito yung number na kailangan
oo.
ko. Wala kang table na tinitingnan ko. Ano yung skill mo? Yan yung number na kailangan mo.
So
'Di
parang the
ba?
better the
I
skill,
like.
the more faces
I
on the
think that
die are
Yes,
positive for me.
exactly.
Oo.
And you're
Galing.
not thinking of two numbers, you're thinking of one number.
So mas
Oo.
mabilis yung bakbakan. So
I
kunwari when
think
I
as well.
attack and I get hit, mas mabilis yung roll ko.
Much
Yeah,
faster.
actually, that's one of the things that impresses me about Conquest is like a 1,000 point game can actually take less than an hour to play.
Uy!
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
Oo.
kidding.
Talaga,
Duda
sobrang
ka, Louie.
bilis.
depending
Duda
actually
ka.
on the
Duda ka.
mission.
Sige, demo natin. Demo
Yeah,
natin, Louie. Sige.
I believe you guys.
Yun tayo.
I'll take your word for it.
So the game is really not only kind to aging eyes, but it's also kind to aging backs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boto ka
Yun.
dyan.
So,
And ayun.
Yeah.
And everything's on the app. I love that everything's on the app. Like if ever I do need to think, no, I don't need to sift through pages and pages of rules. I just click on like what does this ability do? Click. All right, there we go. Great.
Yeah.
And it's official. It's the official app.
solid.
Yes. Actually, with if you ever export your army list, basically you'll get all the stats of your army, and when you
Mhm.
those keywords for the effects, it will be printed out as well. So basically,
Also,
you
your art
have
rules. It'll be
yeah.
printed
So
out.
basically, you don't have any excuse to mess up the rules of your army because it's printed
Hindi ka pwede
already in
magdaya.
the
Good, eh.
yeah. It's like
Ah.
just look at the printed army rules, bro.
Even your opponent has access to your reference. So like if they
Yes.
don't believe
Oh,
you,
that's
they can just
beautiful.
click on the app like you're lying. I'm just kidding.
And it's easy to learn. I mean, the rules are easy to learn. It's easy to learn the rules of your enemy. Like, it's not going to be intimidating to a newbie.
Nope, nope.
You guys think, oh. So if I'm
You-
fighting your army for the first time, it's easy for me to know what your army can do.
Yeah,
If-
your
if
app will
anything,
contain all the rules of all the armies.
Yeah,
So,
More or less.
kunwari, tomorrow I'm facing the Old Dominion. I can
Ayan.
just go to the app, I browse faction, I look at the Old
Marami mo
Dominion,
na.
all the factions are there, all the rules are there. So I don't need to, buy anything just to study your army.
Right,
In
right.
even cases that you're
Yeah.
coming in blind, the character yung action cards do have the QR. And you can just scan and look up on your
Yes.
list what they do, what every unit does.
Yup.
Ayun.
Yeah.
There you
Also,
go.
that's like from experience. Like it's one of the things that are happening currently in the narrative campaign. Like let's say at first the cities were having a hard time and then like they figured out how their opponents played, and then they adapted to it, and then just last week I think they won 8 victories in a row in just one go, and that's just absolutely amazing. So it's that easy to adjust and adapt to your opponents. So like you it's not, it won't break your brain. But it also has a high ceiling in how you're going to address that, because
Yeah.
that's one of the things. Yeah, see
Yeah.
the city states guys are like chatting now.
Ayun.
100 Kingdoms,
We're,
wala ba tayo dyan sa
we're
chat?
coming into the close of our stream, no, and we always like to give away something to the stream. But before that, maybe our guests will have their last few words to sort of convince me, convince the rest of the Filipintados why and how to get into and how to get into Shatterpoint MCP Conquest. What are your parting words for us newbies, soon to be budol for your system?
AKA Louis.
Uh, Shatterpoint malapit na, guys. You don't have to
You wanna do
say less
conquest?
words.
NCP.
Serious. For
Oh,
serious.
sige. Who
Go
wants to
ahead.
go first? Si MCP
Anakin.
ba unahin natin? Ayun tayo. Sige, let's do
I
MCP, Star
painted him
Wars,
with
then
OSL.
Conquest. Ayun, no? Ganda,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah.
So,
So if you're
MCP.
if you're looking to get into MCP, MCP is a again a skirmish game, but it's very high impact. It allows you to play the heroes you want, uh, and lets you feel the hero's power in every move you make. So yeah, so smashing buildings, jumping from board to board, basically, and just
Solid.
basically creating your own comic book story. Like it really does feel like a comic book. So if you're really into that, if you want a skirmish game that is focused on, okay, it's just focused on high colors. Yeah, if you want a skirmish game that is focused on basically para, playing in a narrative form. So yeah, play a game like MCP where every character is a unique piece, and yeah.
All
What's
right.
the Facebook
But
page for
Char-
MCP? Where do we search to
uh,
join MCP?
So it's Marvel Crisis Protocol. So yeah,
Okay.
there's an AMG group and a page for it.
Nice. Sige, it's
all
hari na
right.
dyan. Sige.
Let's talk.
Okay.
How about Shatterpoint and Legion, Mr. BK?
Okay, so well, for me, Star Wars I believe is for everyone, and the
Ooh.
current lines that we have right now, like for Shatterpoint, Legion, or X-wing, like when I say it's for everyone, like if you fancy skirmish games, okay, you could try Shatterpoint.
Meron.
If you want the mass war gaming side, on the battles on the ground, there's Legion. But if you fancy yourself a pilot, you could just play X-wing and go head to head in a
Oo nga.
dogfight against your fellow X-wing pilots.
Tapos, may Facebook group ba na pwedeng salihan para
All
to further
right.
get budoled and convinced?
Yeah, actually, our Facebook page is Force Legion. It's easy to locate,
Or
and
John?
usually
Okay.
we post game days, free demos as well. And what's good with Force Legion is we have those player points that we have. Like if you're just playing a casual game any day of the week, you just have to let me know. I'll record the corresponding points for that, because we have those perks that we have for player points that it's actually known to our players as well.
Nice, solid. So as
Nice.
you can see,
Thank you.
guys, no, these are all of these systems that we're featuring. They're not dead games. There's a raging community behind each one. So I imagine it's easy to get a game and a friend when you come into any of these systems. No game, conquest, final words. At tama ba conquest?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd like to ask final words, Mr. Freddy.
Baka dapat si Josh na lang mag ano, for conquest.
Yes, si Josh na lang. I
ayun
agree.
na. Okay.
Oh my God.
Actually,
Look,
specifically for Old Dominion.
all right.
Oh.
Look,
Yan,
hey,
Old
look,
Dominion
man,
propaganda.
Propaganda.
it hasn't. Look, man. It hasn't even been a fucking month, and this game has consumed me.
True.
Okay, like at least on the painting side, right? Because I like building. It's fun to do army building stuff. The gameplay is like it's so simple. I can't get over how easy it is. Just the idea behind the dice and how easy it is to reference. Now I'm not, again, I keep saying it, but I'm not going over book over book over book. It's just right there. Like, what does this do? Oh, click. Oh, okay. Now I know what it does. So it's great. It's a great new world. Shout out to my girlfriend who has been
Suffering in
commenting
silence.
this entire stream, supporting me. But yes, I know. It is it's a wonderful experience. Great new world to explore, um, and it's just and it's still in its it's still in its infancy, you might say, especially in the in the local community. Aya, man, we have so many things upcoming for for Aya right now. There are new factions coming out that we haven't even talked about, but
Yeah,
you can get
Sorcerer
into
Kings.
that when you do. Yeah, the Sorcerer Kings. No, so it's I like it. It's very intuitive. It's really easy. If you're concerned about not wanting to play a big army game, they have a skirmish version that's super cheap to get into. If you want to play an army game and you're not into the whole skirmish style, they have a big version for you. It's great. It really is. No. Ako personally, what might draw more people into it is the fact na it doesn't just pull from the fantasy tropes that we're all used to.
Yes.
'Di ba sabi
Yes.
nga, oh, there are no elves in this game. But it also
Yeah.
draws from real
Freaking
world
orcs on
settings and
dinosaurs,
real
man. What
world.
the fuck?
Orcs and dinosaurs.
No, well, look, dinosaurs are real world, right? So, ha. But, diba, it draws from the real world stuff that I never thought I would get into. I never thought I would get into Byzantines. It's why I researched
Yeah.
the idea of Byzantines to begin with.
Why did you
syempre,
get
I had
into that
high
in the
school
first place? Wala lang.
Because it's
because
the
they
best
had a lot.
platform.
No, because they had honestly because they had a lot of dark religious imagery, and
Ah,
anyone who knows me knows
yeah,
that I
yeah,
love dark religious imagery.
yeah.
So and that's why I got into Old Dominion to begin with. Pero
I
ayun,
get it.
it's great. It really is great. So yeah, check out Conquest. And
Yeah.
sorry, I just want to say for people in the chat who play Conquest, please comment Supremacy.
Yeah.
And if you want to get into Conquest, message Josh, our admin. He will demo for you and find you a game and loop you
Oh
in.
Lord.
Thank you guys for being here. Let's conclude this with a giveaway of what is our giveaway, Kaizen?
That's
our
right.
this
We move over to
podcast is
guys.
technically technically sponsored by King Suham. Thank you, King Suham again. Uh, on occasion tayo na yun. Tama-tama, Christmas season is just around the
Oo nga
corner.
pala.
So, for our guests, we have this special skit. So, kayo guys are gonna be part of, we're gonna roast someone tonight. So, kung sino man ang ating mapipili, good luck. Be prepared.
Uh,
So,
aside from we're is dagdag nyo sa raffle a set of coat of arms paintbrushes.
Wow!
oh, so we got two.
Surprise yan,
Oh.
guys!
Surprise
raffle!
Surprise raffle! Let's go! People are already screaming Supremacy Ham. Let's go.
Yan. Guys,
Okay.
if you're not aware yet,
Supremacy Ham.
we just submit your photos of your desk and painting table to us, and then you will be part of our raffle. So every time we will lait your desk with the guest,
Yes.
and then you will be given a prize for that lait.
Okay, share screen natin yung ating window. There you go. Okay, so you guys could see the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna spin. Good luck.
This is
Okay,
for the
this is
brushes
for the
or
ham.
For
For
the
the
ham.
ham.
For the ham.
Yung ham ba kasali yung guests? Hindi.
Oh, it's Juno.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Juno.
Oh,
Hey, Juno. Congrats.
oh, si
Juno.
Juno. Okay,
Congratulations.
so
Our
okay, so
our resident kit basher.
our
Oo.
Yeah,
resident
yeah, yeah.
kickbasher, yes. Si Warp
He's
Painter.
good.
Yes, War Painter.
Okay, this is
Ano
his
ang
desk.
happy room ni War Painter? Oh, what a clean
Ay!
guy!
How are you gonna roll
Ibig
okay?
sabihin, hindi siya hobbyist. Hindi siya
Ano to,
totoong
yun lang?
hobbyist.
It doesn't look like a
That,
hobby.
that's not
Ayun.
Wow.
There you go.
Napaka-defensive, oh. Kailangan pa sabihin. Grabe.
Yupi.
Oo nga, yeah. May
Alam mo, I
smiley
wanna
face
say-
pa siya.
I wanna say, can we go back to the first image? I just wanna say,
Okay.
hindi yan mukhang hobby painting station. Alam mo what that
Yep.
looks like? You know what
Oh.
that looks like?
What?
Alam mo yung mga cubicle sa loob ng prison, parang ganun eh. Yung lighting, so dark,
It
so
does,
damp.
right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does. Yeah.
Di siya
Pare, you
mukhang
never know. Baka mamaya, dun siya talaga nagpipaint, pare.
Oh, shit.
Ay, guys, do you know what this is? Is this like,
Pag-
ano to?
That's a sticker printer.
Oh, the waybill
No.
printer. Yeah.
Uh,
Meron pa-
I think if the picture yung went a little bit left or a little bit right, it would have may makikita tayo diyan yung parang nagbibilang ng araw sa loob ng kulungan.
Like those markings, right?
Oh, may mga scratch marks na eh, no? Pero
Okay, so,
obvious siya kasi parang hindi painted. So I'll give him that, no? Wala pa siya nakitang painted dyan.
wala pa. He has boxes here. Tapos meron pa siyang lemon dough.
I see
think this is a
lemon
new
dough.
Yeah,
drink.
it's probably lemon.
Sigero. Oo, tayo na.
Yeah, the new drink.
Lasinggero. Okay.
Wait, boxers ba
I
to?
see.
Recycle.
Yeah, looks
Kit
like
ba
it.
talaga siya eh? Recycle everything eh.
Wala eh. Prison eh.
Bit much.
You gotta use it. Also, I appreciate I appreciate the gun tank box in the background.
Oh yeah.
Are-
Galing mo dito nakita yan.
Diba? Gun tank. Oh nga, gun tank. I appreciate I appreciate the
Oo nga,
variety.
Correct.
Hindi lang minis, hindi gunpla.
Correct.
It's boxers reduce, reuse, recycle, man. That is
Yan
true.
ba ang pictures niya?
Yeah, it's only 2 photos. So, Juno, don't forget to contact us. Congratulations, Ahamo! Yay! Okay, let's roll for our second winner. Sponsored ng Ludos. Let's go. So, wait, I have to...
Take out take
Yeah.
out Juno's.
Yan.
Right.
Okay, let's
Spin the
go!
For a set of brushes, here we go.
Okay!
Gian Pao!
Ginhaw! Woo! Okay, so I think
Let's
okay,
see.
he passed three photos.
He passed
This is the
ayun.
first one.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Hold on a sec.
Whoa! Wait, go.
Grabe.
Chimera paints
Okay.
here.
Pero
Tamiya
walang model,
here.
oh. Tinan mo,
Eto,
hindi siya
meron.
paint collector lang yun eh. Tinan mo, oh. May tawon pa.
Bro, he has a
Chimera
minion.
button
He has a minion mini here. Kita niyo to
Yeah, but
minion?
look at his Chimera paints.
Minion.
Unopened Chimera paints. Unopened Citadel colors. Pare, yung paint collector lang yan. Hindi yan
Arco
handle.
paints here, Citadel here. The
I'm
humidifier.
sorry. I'm sorry. You have a minion. Immediately lose my respect. You have a minion. Basic ass.
You see the same magnifiers I use.
Oh!
Okay.
So okay yan. Okay, magnifiers na yan.
Oh!
Okay.
That-
Damn!
Check out his toy collection, dude. Look at us, He-Man, Masters of the
Oh,
Universe.
no.
I
Masters
love
of the
you, man.
Universe. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, you fucking nerd.
Can you focus on the chair? Let's see, ano ba yan? Herman Miller ba yan? Hindi.
Oo,
Hindi.
Urban Miller ba yan? Oh, kago. Alam ko, Urban Miller yan.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
Solid.
Ayan.
May humidifier si Kuya.
Ito yung tipong itong room yung tipong where do you put all your money into? Why are you bankrupt? There you go.
Ayan, no?
I
Unopened
think this is the Millennium
boxes upon
Falcon.
unopened boxes sa taas.
Razor.
Yeah.
Razor Crest.
Lego.
Oh, wow, yeah.
May airsoft pa siya.
Transformers. Yeah, this is
I
Transformers.
like- I like how we're focusing less on the models and more on
Yeah,
his toy.
Kasi nga, he's just a collector of toys and paints, man.
And
There's no
paints.
hobby here. Asan yung model kit dyan? Asan yung whip niya? Sarado nga yung aircraft
Actually,
kit.
okay, parang
Ayan o, ito.
parang modus to ah.
Oo, pare.
Yeah, parang walang work in progress.
Puta,
Oo nga.
bibigyan natin ng paintbrushes to for nothing? Grabe to! Masasayang yung paintbrushes natin. Jesus! Sparks Joy
So,
naman
Yes,
daw.
actually, good point ni
yeah.
Serena yon. Bankrupt pero everything sparks joy naman.
Sparks Joy
Because
naman, yeah.
money,
Tama.
you have to understand, money has no function. Its only function
Yeah.
is to buy you joy.
Correct.
That's it.
Yes.
Correct.
Di
Right.
ba?
To buy you conquest. Diyos ko.
Right. That's right.
Okay,
Okay,
congratulations.
congratulations sa mga winners
Congrats,
natin,
eh.
guys. Yes,
Thank you so
yes.
much.
I think
Please,
this is the
please
concludes
make
our
sure to
stream.
please make sure, guys, to the winners, please make sure to contact us para we can, reply. There's Colossus
Oo.
again.
We will
Colossus
try to
again.
contact you also, guys. So check your messengers as well so we can coordinate prices to you guys
Mhm.
moving
Yes.
forward.
Most improved character.
All right. So, yun, with that being said, no, I'd like to thank our guests from Ludus Distributors,
Thank you
Sir
so
Freddy
much, guys.
Tan,
Maraming
Rap and
salamat.
Dwayne Banzon, the Banzon brothers, and of course Brian de Guzman. Thank you so much for coming here with us and sharing your expertise, your thoughts on all of these different games. No, that I'm sure a lot of us want to pick up, want to play, and more importantly, want to build and paint. Oh my God, are we going to build and paint? Holy crap, am I building and
Yeah, puta,
painting?
lahat na
I
pinipintados
can't even.
yan.
Ah! Anyway, but yes, thank you so much for coming here and joining us. And of
Especially
course, to
thank you
all
for
our
the
lovely
Tado
Tados.
also for watching. Thank you so
Yes,
much
thank
for
you so much
watching.
for watching and for commenting and
You.
interacting with us. So
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thank you
hope
guys
you
for
guys.
watching, guys. This
Thank
is gonna end
you.
of our stream. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, also follow Ludos, Neutral Grounds, and all their affiliate links, guys. We're gonna post this again sa ano natin. We will send you all the links you need. Don't forget to contact us. And besides, we reached finally 50 subscribers. Yay!
What?
Small
Whoa!
milestone for the
I didn't even
Philippine
know that.
Tanos. Yeah, we just reached 50 at this stream. So 950 to go. Yay! Thank you guys. Thank
Yay!
you for watching.
Guys, on three,
Bye.
halapin tayo,
Bye.
alright?
Bye.
Yeah.